But with that being said, as cats are being yelled at, meh, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, welcome to another episode of Exilia Regalia. I am your humble dumble master, the one and only pudding pastry, the farting tot, and I am joined by my crew of intrepid adventurers. Say hello, intrepid adventurers.
Hello, intrepid adventurers.
Howdy, howdy.
Walking tacos.
CG, thank you for following the directions. But also, get fucked.
Teacher, will we also have homework?
Get fucked. It was. I didn't say Simon Says. You failed. You failed the assignment.
That's why you failed.
Meaning everyone else passed. Get fucked. I don't know where that joke came from, but oh, there it goes. Gone into the ether, vanished forever. There he is.
I flunked out of the call.
Well, with that being said, let's go ahead and roll some test rolls. How's that sound, gang? In the meantime, I will pick some music for us. Oh, I got
16.
9.
Oh, dark mode's not working. Let's go.
Prepare your eyes.
Prepare your
3.
eyes. No natural 20s tonight. Get bent. Alright.
I'm just getting bad rolls out of the way.
True. True. Alright. Last time. Following your encounter with Oz the Cursed and being able to recover his unconscious body before his lackeys could escape with him, you all took a much-deserved rest and spent the next morning having a number of important conversations. You began your interrogations on Oz, who was less than receptive, only seeming to wish to speak with Lily. Flit played a joke on the rest of the party, and you all had a bit of a heart-to-heart with your friend Nicholas, who revealed the truth regarding his connection with the now-passed rune delver, Kaya Gadir. We come back to our game, as we have a bit of a shorter intro today. Come back to our game, and you all know that Reno, your friend Reno, is on the precipice of a plan to help you all confront the Nightmare Sage and get back the Breast of Muldoon, the artifact you guys were attempting to originally recover. But before that, you have a bit of time to relax and handle any business you may have. So I will ask, before you guys go and separate and start doing your own things, does anyone have any conversations that they want to have as a group first? Or wanting to speak with anyone else in the group? Going once? Going 1.5?
I want to use resurrection
Okay.
on him.
On Oz?
Yes. CG, can we?
I don't think he's dead, technically, right now.
I want to clarify, you want to use...
Oh, I'm proposing we kill him.
You want to use...
And then yeah.
I
At
want
some
to
point,
confirm,
maybe
you
not
want to
now, but like
use-
at some point.
You want to use resurrection on him, or
Reincarnate. isn't it?
reincarnate?
Yeah.
Okay. I need to check something. Hold on. I'm curious now.
That might be something that we talked to Diana about, because we were...
Yeah, I just want to like have that conversation, like bring it in the open, like, hey.
Diana does seem to have some sort of idea for Oz. You're not entirely sure what that means, though.
We could... I mean, if you want to have a conversation with Flip about it, by all means.
See, the way I want to propose it though is because it is technically for science. Because now we know Look, the other side doesn't give a fuck about using necromancers. Is there a way we can, like, look at someone, like, can we see it, like, with certain spells? Like, hey, this person was definitely brought back using this method. Or, like, hey, if we see this, like, if we detect this kind of magic, and we happen to see this, we can kind of, you know, form a theory about. It is for science, technically.
Are you having this conversation in character, by the way?
Yes.
Okay, just confirming.
Oh, okay.
It's how I'm, like, wanting to bring it. Well, it was above game, but, like,
You want to bring it into game?
I want to bring it, yeah.
Okay.
I want to bring it up in character with the science method of, like, hey,
Yeah, yeah.
that side is not going to care about bringing back people, and we're probably going to encounter something like this in the future.
Personally, above game, I'd be really curious to try Remove Curse on Oz.
I'd be game to see if it does anything.
Sorry,
Who
can
has
you
it?
repeat that one more time? I was reading.
Remove curse.
Remove curse. Okay. Well, you
We wonder, like, if it'll do anything to him.
you can certainly try. I have encountered an admittedly interesting loophole that I might need to look into more.
Interesting. Well, so just kind of assuming that you kind of walked up and talking to Flint about this. Well, I mean, I was kind of thinking about something like that when we were discussing with Diana earlier. She seemed to have an idea, and I don't know, we could, and, you know, that might stop the whole reincarnating cycle thing, but that might also not. What's got Oz still going and doing all the things that he's doing is kind of complex to stop.
Okay.
Sure.
I am going to. I've looked in a bit more into this loophole that I've mentioned before.
But
Corin,
at least, like, yeah.
roll me an Arcana check with advantage.
$18.
You have access. You and Flip both have access to the reincarnate spell, and while we're now breaching the fourth wall a little bit, if you will, there is nothing, or there is slight limitations within the realm of the reincarnate spell, to where it specifically only works on someone who is dead. You guys are pretty confident that Oz is undead at this point. You honestly just know that at this point because Lily was able to detect it with divine sense. You do not think that reincarnate would work on somebody that is undead.
Okay.
It specifically has to be someone who is dead.
Okay, so my question then. So, I'm gonna put this, like, I'm gonna, like, drop it for now. If we come across, though, at any point in the story, a changeling who hates who they are, or, like, hates, like, at least, like, hey, can I be something else? Like, I'm tired of, like, this being my base.
I am going
We
to...
got him with reincarnate.
I'm going to...
Like, boom,
give
this is
you-
your different face now. Ta-da!
That being said, here's where the loophole comes in. If, and this is going to be difficult, in fact, at this point, it's probably impossible, but if you can recover a piece of Oz from when he was alive, then you would be able to use reincarnate on that. The problem with that, though, is that that would fall into the limitations of the spell being use it on somebody who has been dead no longer than 10 days when you know that
Yep.
Oz has been dead a lot longer.
A
than
long
that.
ass time, yeah.
But, and this is, at this point, I'm more explaining this for the group, that if you wish to use reincarnate on somebody who has been turned undead, you would want to, you would need to have a piece of them from before they were turned undead.
Oh, fun.
Good to know.
Which
Good
I'm
to
mainly
know.
saying this considering that you guys are fighting a necromantic cult.
Yes.
The possibility of that is not 0.
Yes.
So, figured I'd address it for the group. Especially the 2 druids who have the spell.
Yes, thank you.
Who are
Understood.
I
welcome.
appreciate you. I appreciate you valuing the science of my curiosity.
I
even though
did
it's
have to
expressed
look.
very
I was
even though
like,
it's expressed very chaotically.
you brought up the idea, and I was like, would reincarnate work on someone who's undead?
The unfortunate part is I cannot just pluck a hair from Oz.
He has no hair.
Because I had to double check because I was looking at resurrection, and resurrection specifies that you cannot use it on someone who's undead, which is an important loophole.
Yes.
I think that's one of the things about true resurrection and why it's a ninth
True
level spell is that it,
resurrection would work on undead.
yeah, true
I have a
resurrection does
question.
not give a fuck.
Oh, okay.
True resurrection is a 9th level spell. Resurrection is 7th level.
Amnon was a real person, right?
Amnon?
Yeah.
You are unsure. Make me a
Can we look into that since we're here in Dragon's Reach and have access to Nicholas and just a whole bunch of resources?
Well, before you
Did
start getting into this tangent, go ahead and make me a general intelligence check.
Everyone?
Yeah, I'll allow everyone. You all are familiar enough with Oz and Amnon.
18.
7.
18.
Oh wait, would this be considered a ability check?
Yeah, I would.
Okay, so yeah, 7.
8.
Oh yeah,
9.
Corbin's still operating on exhaustion.
Oh, poor baby.
Poor bud.
I suffer for my odds.
No, you just suffer.
All I'm
For
saying
my
is that if you guys
Oz is
have
living.
greater restoration, you guys can get rid of a point of exhaustion on him.
Well, where I was going with that was I thought we know, Oz uses faces of people that actually did exist. So, if we managed to get a piece of him when he was in one of those forms, and we used reincarnate, would that reincarnate Oz or the form?
If it's from the person that he stole, I think it would be from the person's identity that he stole.
That's very much that's getting into the thing of what's the boat metaphor is that if you put
Theseus' ship.
Theseus' ship, that's kind of where the realm that we start getting into when we start going over that theory. I'll tell you straight up as the DM, that won't work. But with those intelligence checks, you just brought up what I was gonna mention. You guys, that is a very good point. As far as you know, the only people that Oz has taken the form of are people you know, people that have lived and existed. You haven't. Now, admittedly, some of these forms he's taken are not necessarily people you've met, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're not people who didn't. That they're people who didn't exist.
So, any weird questions we have, could we theoretically write them down and give them to Lily and Lily just ask? Because he's only talking to Lily.
You could if you want.
And she also has like one of the best charismas besides Corbin.
I was about to say.
I
fucking
said
chopped liver
besides
over
you!
here. No, I'm chopped liver apparently.
Here, hold on.
I said besides you, sit the fuck down.
I'm gonna make a channel in the Discord.
I am sitting down.
Good, shut up.
There you go. I've now created a channel called Questions for Oz
Yay!
that you guys can use to document, so that way you don't have to keep having the conversation above game. You can just write it down there.
Neat.
So feel free to use that at your leisure. But
Someone has to make fun of his dick at least once for posterity, as he is one of the big bad's underlings.
I mean, to be fair, he is very customizable, being a changeling.
so before we continue, Corey, I see you threw a greater restoration. Are you using that on Corbin?
Yes.
Okay. So
Seeing
you
that
have
he
the diamond
still
dust.
probably looks a little like shit and feeling bad.
There's obvious makeup under his eyes for the dark eye marks.
Yes.
Do you have a diamond dust worth at least 100 gold?
No, but I can go buy it.
Okay.
Corey will run to the store real quick.
Okay. I will allow that. Because I think you wanted to see Arxis anyway, didn't you?
No,
No?
but I can just for this.
Okay. Does anyone want to go with Corey to see Arxis? Okay. Corey, you are able to get a bag of diamond dust. That is worth 100 gold, but due to your discounts, he's able to give it to you for like 85.
Hold on, I have to do math now.
Okay. And you're a druid, you can probably like turn into like a bird or some shit if you want to use it fast, if you want to get there and back faster. You're also a monk, so you move fast as fuck anyway. I'm gonna say
Yeah.
this endeavor takes maybe like half an hour. 20 minutes to half an hour.
Yay!
But, that being
And
said,
she's going to take it and smear it across his forehead, like, and just like,
Going
Just
all
like a-
Rafiki.
ouch!
and then blow on it, activate it,
This,
and
Oh,
say,
it's
"Here's a pick me up" as the vocal,
this,
as
so
the verbal.
So here's the visual that I'm thinking of. I can't remember what movie it's from, but like she just comes at him with the diamond dust across her thumb, and he's just like, very stone faced, just backing like himself up, like leaning back.
Simba. Alright. But, that being said, you are able to cast Greater Restoration on him and drop 1 level of exhaustion. So now, Corbin, I think you only have 1 left, right?
Yep.
Alright.
Thank God we're going in the morning.
Alright. Good shit. So, do you guys wish to continue the conversation you were already having, or do you wish to continue on? Because you guys were still in the midst of your conversation about Oz and what you can and can't do to him, as well as things to ask.
I think I'm good there. Now we have the channel. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for indulging my curiosity and bullshit.
I respect the hustle. Here's
Not
the
really
thing.
hustle, it's more just I want to know how it works.
Here's the thing. The worst I can do is tell you no.
Exactly.
And possibly make you roll a con save for a reason.
Yeah. That last one wasn't my fault. It wasn't even the dice's fault, it was Corvin's fault.
I didn't do shit.
Yes, you fucking did!
I did nothing.
Alright.
I did one thing wrong in this entire campaign.
Alright, so you guys are beginning to separate, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, as we start getting into what you guys wish to do with the rest of your day, I am going to roll to see who we tackle first. Corvin. You feel a bit more well-rested. Well, well-rested, quote-unquote. You feel more rested than you did a little bit ago, just a few minutes ago. What do you wish to do with the rest of your day?
I remember specifically I mentioned that he was going to still try to look in the Argomancy book, but he was going to try to do it in a place where he wouldn't really be disturbed too much.
Yes. You specify.
so-
Do you want me to go over the specification, or are you keeping that a secret for the moment?
Now go for it.
Okay. You explain to me that you wanted to specifically do it in the Feywild.
Yes. Sorry, I was trying to look. I was trying to look back for the DM.
All good. So my question is, do you wish to do that, like, in Nivilus or just in the Feywild in general?
In Nivilus, probably like if there's like any, probably in like one of their libraries or something.
Okay.
Mostly to see if like they have anything on the subject.
Okay. Using.
It's most. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
It's mostly to help come to the same theory that I sent you like a month ago.
All right. You use your latent gift that you were bestowed upon by Corladora, and you are able to warp yourself back to Nivilus. As you get back, there is dancing in the streets. There is laughing and screaming. There are like large clouds of like colorful smoke and confetti going around. Seems to be one of the very popular festivals that you've become ever so familiar with in your time here in Nivilus. But you pause for a moment. Make me a perception check.
Perception. 20.
You listen a bit closer to the music that's playing. And you think about it. You've heard this song before. Which is odd, considering all of the music that is played during these festivals are directly orchestrated, that's the word I was looking for, by Corladora.
Is it what? Is it one of my own?
No. It's
Thank
one
God.
of Druilla's.
You investigate where the sound's coming from.
Okay. You begin making your way through, feeling the loving hands and excited bumps of people as you kind of comb through your way through the crowd. You see that people are wearing masks and they have like face paint and everything on. It's you've done this a dozen times, if not more, and it's a very familiar sight, but it's one that you always felt a bit comfortable in, a bit in your element during. Make your way through, and in the midst of an open courtyard, and this courtyard is a bit of a roundabout around this like very large fountain in the center of town, and standing about 10 feet above this fountain on what appears to be a floating platform of sorts, seems to be a spectral band of some sort, like a whole orchestrated, like crazy looking ensemble, and in the midst of it, singing to the crowd below, a very well-dressed red familiar enticingly familiar red dress, and it sort of puts you on pause for a moment, but the face wearing this dress is Druilla.
One of the, like, just mentally speaking, he's just speaking in his own thoughts. One of these days, I'm going to get over this. Today's not that day.
You have PTSD via the color red.
He sees red. He'll actually get a little closer, and he will try. He'll try to get within 30 feet of where she's. Yes, River. Yes. He'll try to get within 30 feet, and Like, is she like just like standing in the middle of the said orchestra, or is there like some sort of like platform or anything kind of close to her?
There appears to be a floating platform about 10 feet above the large fountain in the center. Total, she's about 20 feet off the ground.
Cool. He's gonna get close enough and use minor illusion to where this like tiny black, blue, and green pygmy owl just like pops up near her feet and starts like doing a little jig.
Make
Like
me,
wings extended.
as the crowd is rather dense, make me either a strength check or a dex check to attempt to make your way through.
That's for sure gonna be Dex. 15.
Easy enough. Again, this is something that you've become very familiar with, the almost mosh pit style crowd that usually forms their way around the performers during these festivals. You begin to sort of sidle your way through to where you are close enough. And are you just spawning the one owl, or are you spawning like a bunch of them?
I didn't think about that.
Because
Could I
if you
do the
wanted to
illusion?
spawn like several of them, I would absolutely allow it, because I like that mental image.
Could I get the one and then like kind of as it starts like doing its little jig, it starts like multiplying by budding,
I'll allow it.
just like, and then like next thing she knows that she's literally being surrounded by these like tiny little owls.
You cast the minor illusion, and one owl spawns at her feet and begins to start doing a jig, and she seems to take notice of it and looks down at it. She doesn't hesitate in her performance though, and then the owl begins to slowly start multiplying as the song begins to pick up and their movements begin to get faster and faster and faster. And I want to clarify, are you attempting to fuck with her, or are you just sort of adding to the performance?
Can I do both?
Yeah,
Test of her improv skills.
yeah, I'll allow it.
Adding to the show, but test of her improv skills.
Listen, if she fucks up, it's on her.
Welcome to Whose Show Is It Anyway on tonight's show.
I'm gonna roll
Tonight I'm your
a
host,
check to see.
Corbin!
I'm gonna roll a check to see if she can keep it together.
CG, you fucking killed me on that one.
You know, I got excited for a second. Because, I thought that was the nat 1.
Oh, that would have been funny.
It would have been very funny. However, based on the orientation of this dice, it was in fact the opposite of that, and was in fact a natural 20.
Son of a bitch.
Because the 20 on this dice is like a mace, and so it looks like a 1. So, as
Note
more of
to
these
self.
as,
Sorry, go ahead.
as more of these
Nice
owls
dice.
as more of these owls begin to spawn and the music starts picking up, it starts getting faster and more intense. And then there is that moment where it lets go and there's that final release at the end of the song. And as she holds out that last note and the band plays their last like chord, the owls all take off and begin flying upwards, and the crowd goes fucking ballistic. Just screams. One person like grabs you by the arm and starts like shaking and pointing up at Drilla, and it kind of hurts you a little bit. Just like, fuck.
Easy, easy, tender.
But as the song begins to end, the crowd continues to cheer, and she begins to start kind of waving at the people below her. I'm gonna make a check for her. Okay. And as she's looking around, as she's waving, she stops, and her eyes sort of lock onto you. And she sort of looks around a little bit, and then she looks over at a nearby building. Then she looks back at you and she points, and you hear in your mind, "Meet me on that roof over there."
one last thing to mess with her as she looks back is just a minor illusion of an old satyr man.
Are we talking like Phil from Bridges? Oh,
Yes.
Sailor
Actually, yes, exactly like Phil. That's what he looks like.
Man? Yes.
Fuck it, why not?
Or with the face of Danny
So you
DeVito.
want to be a hero, kid? Well, whoop-de-doo.
So you want to be a bot, kid? Well, whoop-de-doo.
You watch as she turns away from the satyr man, kind of giving him a momentary glance. And then you watch as she very Mary Poppins-esque, she begins to sing, and you watch as she does, she begins to float over from her current spot over to the rooftop that she mentioned.
How far is the rooftop to where Corbin is now?
You're in the center of this plaza, so probably about. I'm trying to think of angles as well. Probably somewhere from like 90 to 120 feet, somewhere in that general vicinity.
Okay, he's just gonna use Dimension Door poof towards where the roof is.
Okay. You appear on the roof before she's even able to land on there, and she's just kind of like laughing to herself as she lands. I didn't think you'd show up.
I didn't remember an invitation.
Oh, darling, you don't need an invitation to one of Coladora celebrations. You know that. Everyone's always invited.
Apologies, it may have slipped my mind, especially since I've been very busy as of late. Thwarting wars and discovering ancient secrets.
Yes, you do look quite tired, but at the same time, still dazzling. Did you? And she kind of like starts gesturing at her face. Do you have like a new thing? You're actually literally sparkling.
Can't really say anything. It must just be my natural grace progressing with age.
Your mind shoots back to a few minutes ago when Corey rubbed a bunch of diamond dust in your face.
He says nothing.
Well, it is certainly good to see you again.
It was very nice seeing you play once again. And also once again you damn near start a riot.
She kind of looks over the tip of the roof down at the people. Oh, they're always that way. You know that. I've seen your family before.
Yeah, I should probably check in with them. So, curiosity's kind of getting the best of me, as it mostly does. Why did you invite me up here?
Well, I figured you didn't come without a specific piece of business in mind, and I know you didn't come to see little old me, so I figured I'd extend an invitation to chat and see if maybe we can be of service to each other.
Oh, and how don't you know that I was here for you? He kind of just raises an eyebrow with a cocky smile.
She smiles a little bit.
No, I just doing a little bit of research before my next bit of business back in the Prematerial plane, and well, thought I'd catch the show and then be on my way.
Well, if a familiar face is always welcome.
I appreciate it. As he is kind of like backing up towards like the edge. Now, far be it for me to rudely excuse myself, but he feints like he's going to trip off of the roof. Attempts to actually fall off the roof, casts Dimension Door, and he's on the actually not Dimension Door. He's going to wait till like he's like 60 feet away from the ground, and then face step onto the ground.
You see there's a momentary pause between you falling off the roof to where she actually comes over and look, and by that point you're already down on the ground, and she calls out to you, I thought you were going to come back up. I thought you were going to be clever and go to, like, I don't know, that rooftop or that one.
That's the thing. I always keep him guessing. And he just walks off.
Do you look back towards her at all?
Yes, very slightly.
Make me a perception check.
Natural 1, 6.
You go to look back, and right as you do, you are straight elbowed in the face by somebody who, like, tumbles out of a group of people. You're gonna take... Ooh, God. Apparently a quite large individual. You take 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Frickin'... He literally got caught in a Judas effect.
Yeah. Judas effect by some strange wizard-looking individual.
Has a bunch of 8s all over his robe.
Yeah. You kind of collect yourself after feeling your nose go out of alignment for a second. You look back to where she was, and she's no longer there.
Keeps my asses up sooner or later. As he'll kind of just whisper to himself and readjust his nose, casting Healing Word on himself.
I'm not even going to make you roll. You'll get it all back. I know what your modifier is.
Yeah.
After that, you do find... I presume you do check on your family. Yes.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Your family's
Especially,
doing fine. They definitely, considering there's a celebration going around, you are kept for a bit longer than you may have originally intended. But afterwards, you are able to sort of slip away and find a remote place to do your research. Go ahead and make me 2 rolls. Make me an Arcana check and a Wisdom save.
Arcana check at disadvantage is a 13, natural 1.
Oh no. That's 2. That's 2 in a row.
And I was getting cocky. And the Wisdom save, thankfully, not at disadvantage. Still as scary. Is it 15?
Okay. You try your best to sort of focus on the book that you have in front of you. But you keep thinking back to that conversation with Druilla a little bit ago, and something just didn't quite seem to add up, and it kind of begins like sitting there in the back of your mind, and it becomes hard to focus. You find yourself reading back the same page like over and over again, and eventually you get frustrated and you just kind of end up giving up. You feel the exhaustion wearing on you, and you go, maybe some rest would be good.
Is there, like, he is at the library, yeah?
Yes. Which is completely empty. Not even the librarian is there.
I was about to ask if there's, like, an attendant within, like, I don't know, message distance.
No, it is completely empty. Everyone else is out celebrating.
Swear, no matter how many times I try to get the best, she always finds a way to vex me. Closes the book, stuffs it in like his bag or something, and then just he's actually gonna stay the night at his house.
Okay. Good to know. Alright. You do stay the night. It's odd. Like, do you partake in the celebration, or do you just kind of keep to yourself for a while?
Corvin keeping to himself? What?
Yeah, that's what I figured. As you do spend the rest of the day in Navilis, partaking in the celebration a bit, make me one more perception check.
Wait, sorry. So, I forgot to turn it back onto disadvantage. 10.
It's not a very hard check. As you sort of go throughout the day, you begin kind of listening out a bit more, considering what you heard earlier. You don't hear Druilla perform again the rest of the day, which strikes you as a bit odd.
For this kind of celebration, would it, is it normal to do kind of like one set during the day, then like everyone else has a go, or?
No. Usually the performances are curated by Corladora, and usually, considering that these festivals are so often, usually just have a set of performances by one performer, who is handpicked by Corladora.
So you're telling me there's a spot open?
I would be telling you that there is a spot open.
You know what? Fuck it. Why not? Pop-up show. Why not?
Okay. You go back to where you found the floating platform before, and you see that it is actually still there. Doesn't seem to be the result of a spell or anything like you may have originally seen. It's just sitting there.
Yeah. He's gonna like face step up to the platform, and he's going to try and do his usual show. Try and go like very like somber and kind of melancholy at the start of the gate, mostly just to kind of catch people's eyes, since they're all kind of having this like nice raucous time.
Yeah.
And then like once he has them, like full on like pyrotechnics, lights, and like the entire works going into like
Full on like Queen style concert.
Wouldn't really say Queen, but just like full on like thrash metal kind of deal, like getting people like riled up and shovey.
Okay. Make me
Chubby.
Shovey. Make me a performance check.
Wow, seriously? Natural 1, 16.
Oh no. Okay.
Why do you attempt to do things?
Because I'm a gambling man. It's also what he would have done, honestly.
So, you begin to start your performance. And it starts going the way you had intended it to. You start off somber, melancholy, and you start getting people's attention. The crowd begins to quiet down as they start turning to you like, what the hell is happening? And then, right as you've got them, you hit that chord, and the pyrotechnics start spewing up into the air, and people go, yeah! And then you feel your feet give out from under you. And you look down, and the platform is no longer there. And you plummet down into the fountain.
Before he reaches towards the fountain, he is going to try use another phase step to poof back onto the ground, not getting wet.
Okay. I will say make me a charisma check, just because that's your spellcasting modifier, just to see if you can manage to catch yourself.
Okay.
Just because this does take you by surprise.
Yep. 16.
Okay. The pyrotechnics start going upwards, and you feel your feet give out from under you, and you begin to fall down into the fountain. But you manage to catch yourself and land in a somewhat unsteady pose on the ground. But you do catch yourself, and you don't get dunked. And you do hear a couple people around you go like, "What the fuck? Where'd he go?" And just people being like, "What happened?"
He does a pose. He will use Major Illusion, kind of like. He'll use Major Illusion mostly to throw off, kind of like do this like whole like a fireworks show, mostly just saying "ta-da."
Okay. You are able to counteract the fact that this didn't go quite as well as you had hoped with this new fireworks show that is taking place in the skies above you, and you seem to draw the people's attention via that. I presume that as no eyes are currently on you and on the pyrotechnics, you begin to sort of slip your way out, yeah?
Yeah, he's embarrassed enough as is.
Okay. You spend the rest of the night in Navilis, having caused a rather spectacular, admittedly, fireworks show, and managing to save what little pride you have left.
Yeah.
But, with that, if it is alright, I believe we can move on to someone else.
Oh, for sure.
Okay. There it goes. Alright. Up next. Where the fuck is it? There it is. Come back down to Dragon's Reach. Away from Navilis. And away from the Feywild. Sarah. Your group has sort of separated, and you admittedly are probably a bit frustrated that you guys weren't able to get much from Oz your first go around. But you still have the rest of the day. What would you like to do? If anything.
So, well, I honestly didn't have anything planned. I'm sorry about my dogs in the background.
That's okay.
Sarah would probably go to the Griffin stables and just do some helping out there, like mucking stalls, grooming griffins.
Okay. Go ahead and make me an animal handling check.
Are you serious?
Man,
Oh my god.
There's a lot of those going around tonight, apparently.
Not one, a 3.
What was it Joe said at the beginning when you guys were rolling your test rolls? Getting the bad rolls out of the way?
Yes, he did.
Yep.
Hey!
I did nothing wrong.
I could see the ominous
Also-
looming shadow of me having wings over this session.
That's us! Thank you. Hey,
You brought your
On-
Curse of Strahd luck into us. Thanks. Thank you, CJ.
on the bright side, at least these are happening during downtime.
I'm fully expecting Sarah to get kicked by a griffin, not even gonna lie.
Okay, so
Man, ever been mule kicked by a griffin? Yeesh.
yeesh. I gotta look up something real quick.
More like yeet.
Oh god, okay. You go down to the Griffin stables, and the troops down there are happy and welcoming to have an extra pair of hands to work, because while they're good at their job, there's not a lot of people who have the skills to maintain a stable of griffins, so they welcome the extra help. You start going about, you start kind of watching what they do, and you begin to get the proper confidence to do some stuff on your own. And then you accidentally take one of the griffins up by surprise. And much like we said before, it does, quote unquote, mule kick you. You are going to take. Oh my god, max damage. You are going to take 16 points of slashing damage.
Damn, okay.
As one of them, it just gets you like right in the side of the head. It just completely knocks you flat. One of the other people comes over, one of the other helpers comes over and is like, oh my god, are you okay? And you are, you're fine, a little disoriented,
What?
but fine.
I've actually had this happen before with horses, so I know exactly.
Yeah.
Sarah's just like, yep, I'm good. I'm gonna go get a little ice.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. You sort of pick yourself up off the ground and you kind of shuffle out to get a little bit of treatment for this wound you just sustained. And I have to know, do you come back after that?
Yeah, she will.
Okay.
Just like she noticed how grateful they were for the help.
All right. You do come back and you do a little bit later and you do continue your work in the Griffin stables. And you manage to get to know a couple of the other workers there, and you manage to build a bit more of a personal bond with the Griffins and the workers in the stables, which may or may not come in handy later. Who knows? We'll find out.
Is my griffin here?
I need to recall, because from what I remember, someone's Griffin was shot down and killed, and I don't remember whose it was.
I believe that was Ravon's. Mine
No.
was
Nope,
yeah.
that was
Corbin.
mine. That was mine.
It was Corbin's. That's right.
Oh, it was Corbin.
I'm not allowed pets.
Then yes, your Griffin is still there. What was your Griffin's name again? Because I don't have it in front of me. If you have it by chance.
I do. It's Jasper.
Jasper. That's right. Jasper does seem to recognize you as you do come up upon it, and does seem admittedly a bit happy to see you. Even though it hasn't been a little while.
She'd spend a few minutes loving on it and giving treats.
Jasper, yeah.
Thank you, Punk.
Sorry. I have everyone's names actually.
Oh yeah?
And y'all's descriptions too!
Oh yeah? You know what, Punk? Hit me with it.
Alright, so. Sarah, I have a solid black griffin named Jasper. Corey,
That was modeled after Ray.
I got almost pure white with green speckled eyes named Helios. Lily, a bit smaller than the others, sleeker. Wings are a bit more nimble in shape. I didn't get a color on that one for some reason. Ebon Crest.
It was absolutely, it was not originally pink, but it was absolutely painted pink for Lily.
Painted pink later. Thank you for I'm adding to my notes.
Pink griffin.
I mean, I'm mainly fucking around, but I'm willing to let it slide.
Corvin, I can't read. Fire red all the way down. Fire red. Trauma with red.
Aww.
Fire red all the way down the neck and up is beige. The name is Eurus.
Was yours.
Flit has a silvery sheen, almost gray at first, named Ophian or Offlin. I can't read. Rovon, not as delicate, jock-like stature, almost stereotypical bald eagle, named Serena.
Good shit, Paul.
Sounds very deep.
I don't have who's died.
It was Corbin's.
Mine. It was definitely mine.
I remember it. Corey,
was
do you have
shut down it.
inspiration already?
I do.
Okay.
Can I give it to someone who doesn't?
I will allow it.
Who needs it?
For that excellent note-taking inspiration to somebody who requires it.
Yay.
I
Needs
think
it.
I used mine last game.
I'm short one. I don't have any right now.
CG, go. You get it.
Yay!
Hey, Punk.
Yes.
For extra inspiration, do you mind silencing my hound?
Sure.
Nugget's being a bitch right now. But, with that being said, Sarah, you do spend the rest of the day inside the Griffin stables. Is there anything else you wanted to do?
If chores are done, she'd probably just hang out in Jasper's stall and read a book.
Okay. I hear Punk yelling at Nugget. Well, not yelling at him, but giving him the business. Little bitch boy. Well, I think she's coming back. Perhaps, maybe. Alright, well, while we wait on that, going to see who is next. Corbin's already gone. Oh, I guess I could do D4 now. Hold on. Okay. Take a bit of sweet. Ravon. You, much like Sarah, are frustrated that you guys weren't able to get much out of your friend Oz, and you find yourself sort of going back through that conversation in your mind, trying to think of like anything that could have been used to you, but you didn't say a ton. What would you like to do? I hear my dog coming up the stairs and Punk in pursuit.
10-4, good buddy. We are in hot pursuit of a spicy nugget.
You want me to put the dumb baby jail? Come on. My dog is now in dumb baby jail. Alright. Anyway. Ravon, what would you like to do?
Ravon would like to make probably a quick stop over by the temples of Atlas and the Temple of Cord, and from there kind of just spend a little bit of time with Kieran. Just to basically unwind, so to speak. It's been a high-octane kind of couple days.
It has. You go over to the Temple of Atlas, and you are presented with a familiar air, one that you've definitely experienced from time and time again, visiting the temples back at home. This air, though, feels a bit more intense. You presume that is due to your higher power granted to you via Atlas. And then you finish up your business there, and then you move into the Temple of Cord. And the atmosphere is more intense. It almost like lights a fire in your belly in a way. And you begin to think back on the offer you were presented by Cord.
Ravon. Oh,
Go-
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No. I'm sorry. I cut you off.
Well, I thought you didn't have anything, but if you do, then please continue.
Let me. I'll do it after yours.
Well, no, because I thought you had nothing, so I was going to move on.
Oh. Well, if that's the case, again, sorry. Ravon will just make his silent prayer and state that, kind of basically stating in accord, our business is not done yet. We will have another chat. And he will put a small offering up. But after that, he's walking out the temple.
Okay. After you walk out of the temple, you do find a bit of time to where you're like, I've been doing a lot, maybe it's time to properly rest some. And you do know that Kieran is currently in the midst of assisting Reno, but you still move over there to see if you are able to, see if you can maybe pull her away from her work for a bit. You knock on the door to Reno's room, and Kieran does open it, and behind her, you see, much like I described earlier, last session, you see books flying all over the place. You feel like a rather intense magical aura coming from inside the room, and you can't help but sort of stare at it. But Kieran kind of looks up at you and goes, "Hey."
I see you are busy.
He's busy. I'm more at this point, managing the door, it seems.
If that is the case, do you wish to take a break?
She kind of looks back into the room. I'm going to be honest, I think he may have forgotten that I was here about half an hour ago. So I don't think he would mind if I just kind of left.
Yeah, that's Reno.
Where are we going?
Yeah, just walking around. Might take a stroll through the palace gardens. I just need to clear my head after the past couple days.
You okay?
It's been nothing but non-stop. Yes and no.
Do you want to
Okay.
talk about it?
Sure. It is probably best to get some stuff off the chest.
You both venture down into the castle gardens, and you do find a rather nice spot where there's like a bench for you both to sit down on. So what's on your mind?
What isn't? A
Yeah,
war
that's fair.
a war rages on. Every day we'd get closer and closer to having to deal with potentially a god rising and overthrowing everything. And we have just lost the vast majority of our artifacts, which are probably either in transit or are currently in the hands of our enemy. So basically, a lot of work that we have just accomplished is basically pissed away. And I cannot lie to you, Kieran. And Ravon's gonna take a deep sigh. I am growing tired of all this.
Yeah.
It has not been well received.
Yeah, you guys rather took a rather heavy blow, didn't you? But there is good news. You got Oz.
Yes, we've got a hold of a man who is out of time, out of mind, and out of reason. It's a good start, but I will not lie here, and I am just. My head aches every time I look at our losses. Very rarely do we lose. But when we do, it's staggering.
Well, it was a pretty heavy hit, but if you think about it, it could have been worse.
True, we would have lost a member of the old guard, we would have lost a friend, we would have never learned about the swap until too late.
I won't lie to you, it sucks losing the artifacts. But I know you guys will get them back. You always manage to pull through.
I hope so. I'm hoping at least with this upcoming mission, it will at least yield some positive results. I'm just growing tired.
Yeah, I had thoughts about that.
Hmm.
So,
Kind of looks down.
obviously, you guys just lost the artifacts, and you're going to go and get the one now in the possession of the Nightmare Sage. My
Correct.
thinking is, why don't you just hold on to one and then let them worry about the others? Because don't you find it a little odd that you only run into them one time, twice, trying to get these artifacts? If it,
Ravon would like to do two things while Kieran's talking about this.
Mhm.
First, divine sensing.
Okay.
Just because that seems a little odd, and the second would be inciting while this is going on.
Okay.
So I can pull up divine sense for you.
Okay. Your divine sense goes up, and you detect consecrated ground.
Oh. Hmm. Alright.
But besides
Ravon's
that,
making
you
a
don't
mental
detect
note.
anything else.
May I insight?
Yes, if you wish. You're inciting Kieran, yes?
Yeah.
Roll insight.
24.
What are you attempting to insight, if I may ask?
Just that suggestion alone seems a little off. To basically hold one of the most powerful artifacts in the world just by self and not let, like, the old guard or anyone else. It's kind of a risky move.
Well, I will clarify, that's not what she meant. She meant
Oh,
just
okay.
like...
My apologies. My apologies.
She meant just grabbing one and just keeping it away from the blood talons. Just keeping that one away rather than the whole collection.
So you're meaning just keep and stash one away from the blood talons no matter what?
Yeah, because think about it. You guys risk your lives every time you go out and you get them. And yeah, you've had a couple times where you found out that where they came out and tried to take him too, and frankly, if I'm going to be honest, they want to let them go and get him. Because if you have at least one, and Oz is now out of commission, I mean, there's only so much that they can really do. And that gives you guys time to prepare and do other stuff. And, you know, plan to get the others back. All I'm saying is that I don't know why you guys are busting your asses for a full set when they also need, for a full set that you don't have access to, when they also need to bust their asses for a full set that they don't have access to. Let them do the legwork while you guys learn how to figure out how to take what they have from them. Take a page out of their book. We now know that that's what they were attempting to do with us. They showed up, presumably as a cover for you guys taking the artifacts to have Oz swoop in and take them.
Makes sense.
Which makes me think, either they aren't doing it on their own, or the plan was to let you guys take them all and then come and get them. Which means, if they continue with this plan thinking you guys are going to go and get them, and they decide to not go out and get them, aren't the artifacts technically safe at that point?
You raise a good point.
Now, I know I'm still relatively new here, and you guys are vastly more powerful. Everyone else in this castle is vastly more powerful than I am, but I know a thing or two. I'm not completely out of my depth, especially after hanging around Reno for so long. Oof.
He is an encyclopedia of knowledge.
He is.
One that would
He is.
hurt my head.
All I'm saying is that maybe let's think about this in a different way. Get the breastplate back from the Nightmare Sage. And then, once you have that, keep that in a safe place. And figure out how to get the rest of them back before busting your asses and risking your lives to try and get the other ones in your possession.
Fair point. Granted, the disappearance of Oz will not be unnoticed.
No, it won't. But I'm gonna be honest. What are they gonna do about it?
Ravon thinks heavily on that one, and he goes, barring any other form of subterfuge, it would have to be a direct assault.
Exactly.
You're onto something, Kieran. I will keep that close to chest. Other than that, we'll have to try to figure out a way to secure the items from the Talons.
I mean, feel free to bring it up with the group and discuss, but I think it's sound logic.
It is. I mean, as far as I can see. Alrighty. Thank you, Kieran. Ravon leans down for a hug.
She'll go the extra step and just give you a kiss.
Aww. Thank you. I appreciate this time.
And as she pulls back, she kind of whispers in your ear, and stop working yourself so hard. You're putting way too much on your own shoulders.
If Atlas can hold the world, so can I.
But does that mean you have
Fuck
to?
up, bitch.
But does that mean you have to?
Ravon will not say anything. Instead, he'll look to Kieran and go, that I am not sure. But I do thank you, Kieran, for the wisdom.
She smiles. And then there is another voice that sort of rings out throughout the garden. Kieran! It sounds like Reno. I got it! Kid goes,
Oh boy.
oh boy. I'm gonna go see what that's about. I'll see you later? And she's like,
Yes, complete mission, maybe have a nice private dinner and we'll talk further about future plans and things. Go. I'll go try to prepare myself for what's next.
She smiles, and then she takes off. You're left alone for a few moments in the peace of the garden with nothing but your thoughts. What is Ravon thinking about?
Between the battle with Oz, the multiple skirmishes just for the artifacts, two things keep rearing their head within Ravon's head. The first is the words of Cord, with the eye of power, and of course the knowledge of Cord's chosen also still living, and that there is a need to speak to one of the other sides. And the other is back on the peak with, well, back on the cliff side with his father. And just the weight of that oath laying on top of him.
Ravon, do me a favor. Make me a religion check.
Alright, religion. I'm not really good in this one.
You're a paladin. How are you not?
Some are less known for their intelligence of religion, and others are more known for, I will smite everything in this general direction.
But you're a religious jock.
Well, technically...
How do you not?
We can get
He's
specifics
sort of
later.
answered your own question there. He's a religious jock, but he's still.
I'm
a
assuming
jock.
I can't
God
use
damn
my.
it, you're
I'm
right.
assuming I can't use my thing for the day.
Your what? Your lucky
Yes.
points today?
Yeah.
I mean, you can if you want. That's up to you.
Fuck it. This feels like something would be good. I'll use it.
Okay.
Funky gets through theology.
Natural 20. The dumbass can remember things.
Brain blast.
Brain blast.
Thank
Oh.
God I had omega 3.
All right.
Fish oil is good for cholesterol and other things.
It is.
Fun
I just
fact,
ate fish
I
for
just
dinner.
recently learned that apparently fish oil pills actually do nothing.
Huh.
What?
Yeah,
You're telling me
I learned
goes
that
for how
over
long?
Thanksgiving. I don't know how true that is.
I don't know about that because they recommend it for cholesterol and other things.
It was something I was told by my mother that she found out, and I'm just like, okay. I still have like a
We're gonna
big
look into
ass.
that one.
I still have like a big ass jar of them. I'm gonna keep taking them. I've got them.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you just gotta double check and see with the doctor.
But your mind is cloudy and mudded with all of these thoughts going back and forth. You start thinking about the words of Cord and your previous devotion to Atlas. And you start becoming sort of lost. You start trying to divert and start thinking about the oath that you and your father took. And you look down at the stone that used to be his. You sort of ponder it for a moment. You think, you clear your thoughts, you clear your mind, you take a deep breath. And then it sort of hits you like a realization. You've been trying to play this as both sides of the coin, wanting to devote yourself to what you have already, as well as trying to devote yourself to something new in a way to have both of the gods at your back. And you sort of start thinking back on everything you read about Cord. And the truth of the matter is that you're not sure it would work. From everything you read about Cord, Cord is greedy and jealous. He may be a god that normally stands for good in the world, but he's not necessarily the homie, if you know what I mean. You think on it and come to the conclusion that you may have to pick one or the other. And either choice scares you.
Watch over me, sisters of fate. before I come closer to the crossroad. And he will put the stone away and just begin walking out of the garden.
Okay. As you begin walking out of the garden, you think back to the time that you spoke with Cord on the mountain, on the cliffside. And you begin to wonder, what if that had been Atlas? And then you begin to wonder if maybe there is a way to get in touch with Atlas. After sort of pondering this for a few moments, you do then properly leave the garden. There's a bit of cool wind at your back as you leave. And with that, I think we are good to move on, if that's okay with you.
Perfect way.
Okay. All right. I need to pull up something real quick, because I think I just realized something that I didn't mark down. Nope, I didn't mark it down. Okay, cool. Wait, hold on. Maybe I didn't. Oh, no, I did. Okay. All right. Allow me to roll who we got next. We're now down to the last 3 members of the party. We're now halfway through. In fact, now that we're halfway through, how about we go ahead and take a quick bio break? Does that sound good for everyone?
Sounds good,
Bert.
Bert.
Water!
I admittedly need to use the bathroom. In the meantime, I'll play some other music for us. Let's go with this. Yeah. All right. All right. In the meantime, I got a couple of people to thank. Maddie! The
Hey, yo.
Maddie Hunt raiding us with a party of 23. Thank you so much. Saying, we're Maddie hunting you down.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, fuck. Thank you all for coming on in. If you had to pop on out after the raid, no worries. If you had to rain or run, no worries at all. But I do appreciate you all stopping on by. And Maddie, thank you so much for the raid. Hashtag Maddie for president. But if you've never been here before, my name is Farting Tart. I'm a D&D. I'm a D&D. I'm a casual.
You are
doge-
D&D.
I am D&D. I am a resident Doge tuber. I do D&D. I do variety games, and this is a long-term homebrew game that I've been running here on this channel called War of the Shattered Sun, Exilia, Regalia, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And our party is in the midst of a little bit of downtime, having just recently done some big shit. So yeah. Yeah, we do this every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. I almost said EST, Central Standard Time. So make sure to tune in if that suits your fancy. But yeah. Thank you all so much for popping on by, as well as Obi-Wan Kenobi. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. All right. Now that's been handled. I need to go pee.
Alright, looking at the chat, I see you now. hope everyone's having a good evening. I saw someone was giving one of my OCs the business, and I was like, okay, cool. I'll take care of you here in a minute. Nothing. Nigel sent me something apparently. That one day she can see and brought a talkie.
I am back.
Hello, back. I am Sarah.
You're not old enough to use that joke.
I'm also the only, one of two dads in this call.
I was gonna say.
I'm one of two dads in this call. No.
I gave birth. I'm a dad in my own right.
Yes, you are.
Seahorse dads.
Hell yeah. Wait.
Seahorse dad. It's one of my favorite terms.
Yeah. It took me a minute to remember. Oh, right. That's how seahorse give birth.
I actually forgot about that. That is hilarious.
Videos of male seahorses giving birth is really funny. I love watching it. It's fascinating.
Animals in general
Seahorses
are
are so
fascinating.
cute.
Are y'all still talking about fish oil pills in the Discord?
Listen,
Maybe.
I'm very
Talking about
curious.
CBD now. Fuck you.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm very curious because asking for an old man friend of mine, Shifty Eyes, mostly for like blood pressure and like blood flow stuff. It's probably tied to ADHD, but
We're looking into me getting tested for autism.
Let's go!
Learning about yourself. Pog! Pog!
Mental poggers.
I'm still not entirely sold that I don't have some form of ADHD.
like honestly,
Self-diagnosis is just as valid.
honestly speaking, I am also curious and also paranoid.
Are you just anxious that you're worried you're making it up?
Possibly. Because I don't want, if I am diagnosed, I don't. Sorry, if the diagnosis comes out that I am not, I don't have ADHD or ADD or anything like that, I don't want to have it take away from people who actually do. So I'm trying to play it off as if I probably don't. Because there's a lot of real people that go through that, and I don't want to be self-diagnosed in that, you know?
I don't know if I was properly diagnosed when I was young because, for those who don't know, my brother does have autism, quite severe autism, I might add. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised if I had a minor case of it as well. And again, I don't know if I was tested when I was young, but I have been. I have considered getting tested.
My wife Tagari wants to get me my genealogy done, mostly so because my dad has diabetes. He also has a disorder as of current, and we're double and triple and quadruple checking to see if it's not hereditary.
I'm self-diagnosed, but honestly, I've never been happier because I'm confident with all of the research that I've done on my own, especially being AFAB and there not being as good enough research rather than first-hand accounts.
Nodders.
See, I'm in kind of like a different boat. Self-diagnose, in my opinion, isn't strong. Like, I would rather have a professional or two just come in and say, give me a yes or no without this kind of like, I don't know, am I? No, maybe I'm not.
I'm just
middle
gonna
ground.
say this
Yeah.
right now, as someone who had to go through that, they wanted me to pay $3,000.
Oh no, that's
For-
absolutely valid.
That's
For-
bullshit.
Stupid.
Yeah, that is.
Oh, fuck
Healthcare
that.
should not
bullshit.
cost that
And
much.
Fuck that.
Getting,
not
you know,
only
tested
that,
should not cost that much.
they tried to also tell me that it could be several other things. When I've been doing research since the beginning of COVID, mind you, into the spectrum and how it presents in people who are AFAB and how it affected people who were AFAB, especially during the lockdown when everything became, reclusive.
All right. Real quick. Roll call. CG.
Who's it what now?
J Frost.
I have peppermint.
Joe.
Bleh.
Punk.
Gee.
River.
I punched my owl in the head. He sat down, and I didn't see that he sat down, and I whacked him with my blanket in the head.
You whacked your owl?
My partner stole this. I call him my
Yeah,
owl.
stole
I
this.
forget you don't watch my streams.
I was confused. I was like, what do you mean you whacked your owl? Is that like
His name is
that-
Stolas.
is that a
so
euphemism?
it's hell of a boss. I call him my owl.
It doesn't help that he hoots all the time.
He does hoot. He hoots at me.
Hooty hoot!
Yeah.
And Sarah.
I'm here.
Hello. All right. We are good to continue then. Let me see. Let's go with this one. We come back to our game, and now we roll to see who goes next. Corey. You've just rushed across town to secure some diamond dust from your friend Corvin. You came back and you cast the spell upon his person. And now you're sort of left to your own devices. Diana has sort of separated from the group as well, saying that she has the desire to now go and investigate into potential rituals to use upon Amnon to possibly reverse whatever his quote-unquote curse may be. So, for the moment, you are on your own. What would you wish to do?
Corey is gonna go look for Nexus.
Okay. Easy enough. You go around and you are able to find Nexus. I believe you guys had already pulled him out from his lesson, hadn't you?
I don't know if we had done that today, but I know we have.
No,
like, in
you
the
didn't you didn't pull Nexus away from his lesson. You pulled Garrett away from his giving his lesson to Nexus.
Duh, that's what we did.
So you go back to where they were, and it seems like Garrett is just getting there and is like begin to be like, all right, let's get back to it. And then he sees you pull up and he goes, he kind of gives you that like dad look of like, what now?
It's nothing bad. Don't give me that look.
Are you about to steal my pupil?
Yes.
All right, kid, take the rest of the day. All right, thank you, Mr. Thornhill. And he Nexus begins to rush over to you, still in his gear with his little wooden sparring sword.
She's gonna put out her arms and see if he comes in for the hug.
He absolutely does.
Yes!
I will admit,
How
though,
are you
part of
doing, kiddo?
me wanted to throw you for a loop and have him stop and be like, and then go for it, but no.
I don't know why, but part of me wanted him to adopt some of Chip's nasty habits.
No, no, no.
Sorry, I was just thrown for a loop. I got messaged by a coworker, and my body went into immediate fight or flight.
Punch the phone.
I'm just going to flip my phone upside down for now. But yes, Nexus is now with you. He goes, before we do anything, can I go and change?
Sure.
Okay.
And she'll walk. She'll, I guess, still holding him. Just be, I don't know, until he wants down. She'll just carry him.
Okay. You carry him back to his room, in which he does go inside for a few minutes and does change. He does come back out, and he goes, okay, what are we gonna do?
Well, I originally only intended to steal you for a little bit, but I guess we can try and find Diana.
Okay.
Have you
Corey,
eaten lunch yet? What time of day is it? Hold on, God.
It's about midday at this moment. Like
Food time!
1 o'clock maybe. I just ate, actually.
Good.
I
Then you can
had
chill
lunch.
with us. We'll get you ice cream or something, and I will eat.
Okay. Corey, you're pretty confident you know where Diana is.
Yep. Being harassed by her secretary.
Yup. With that, you take Nexus over to the Akodea, where you find Diana, who seemingly was like just getting down to work. You can see that she has a lot of books with her at the moment, and as she sees you come in, she goes, "Oh, that was fast. Is that my little guy?" And then Nexus runs up to her and gives her a hug. "Oh, hello, sweetheart. Was your lesson good?" "Yeah, it was fine." "Go ahead. To what do I owe you two the pleasure? Did you just come
Have you
by
eaten
for a
today?
pleasure visit?" What'd you say, Corey?
Have you eaten today?
I ate with you this morning.
Good, then you can eat with me for lunch.
No, I'm not gonna argue. I'm not gonna
Yep.
argue.
Yep.
I know
And
you
she,
won't let
She
me.
just nods and holds out her hand for her
Alright.
hand.
All right. She takes your hand and she takes Nexus and the other one. Hi, Nexus. Where do you want to go for lunch? I actually ate already, but Corey
We're getting
promised
him
me
ice cream.
Oh, ice cream sounds like a great idea. And then she leans over to you. God damn it, this child is taking better care of himself than I am.
Yeah, I know. Why do you think I dragged you out?
Yeah. But the three of you, managed to go and find a nice little restaurant, like on the corner, right by, the park. You were able to have a nice little meal, nice little lunch, as well as get Nexus ice cream. And as you kind of are sitting there, so yeah, I was just beginning to get into the, and she kind of looks over at Nexus, and then she looks back at you. The thing we were talking about. And she kind of gives you the eyes, like, let's keep this away from him.
She was hinting at what again? Not, I understand. She's not gonna be like Corey's not gonna like bring it up. But what was she hinting at one more time?
Her research into Oz's curse.
Got you. Okay. Ah, thank you.
And I haven't pulled up much yet because I'm here. She says with a bit of a coy smile. But from the best what I can gather is that based on their supernatural being, what we presume to be is a supernatural being, it's probably very likely going to take super heavy, intense magic, and is probably going to take several very skilled casters to do so. But that's not exactly a stretch beyond the imagination. That's something that we probably could have put together anyway. But yeah, I don't know if there's a way that we can remove it or reverse it or what. Because as far as we know, he will keep being himself until his goal is completed. Which leads me to believe that he is a special case. And you should see she's trying to be careful about her words while Nexus
Yep.
is face first in his ice cream.
That's fine. That's work though. We're here for fun. And she pats down the area they're sitting with her hand.
I need to check her spells real quick. Because I forget if she has message or not.
Nexus, how have your lessons been going? Anything you want to tell us about?
She does not have message, okay. I had to double check. My lessons have been good. Mr. Thornhill's been teaching me a lot.
Hmm?
Like how to, parry and strike and riposte and all those big fancy fight words.
Good. We will be having another lesson every now and again, at least to work on hand to hand. That is crucial. But in the meantime, and she'll reach in her pocket and she'll pop out a stone. It's a little worn, smooth.
He looks at it curiously. What's that?
Just a sec.
Bless you.
No, shut up. And on one side there will be pansies. Sorry. I couldn't remember. I had to find a note.
Okay.
Carved into it, like. But I wanted something to help keep you safe when I'm not around, or Diana's not around, but just in general because we love you. It's a stone of good luck.
Like a lucky stone?
Exactly. Pretty much.
He takes it from you. Is it magic?
It is.
Magic's,
It'll give you a little boost every now and again.
magic's pretty scary. Is this
It
gonna,
is, but this one's
explode like
just-
some other magical rocks do?
No, you just keep this one on your person.
Okay. Diana sort of smiles and nods approvingly at you. And if you want, sweetie, I can teach you how to develop a connection with it to where you can use it properly. Okay, that sounds good. She smiles. And then you feel the slight graze of her fingertips along your knee from under the table. Just like an approving, like, good shit. Good shit.
Oh. Cora's just beaming the rest of the day. She's just happy.
Yeah. Nexus begins to go into how Garrett's been teaching him swordplay and how alongside your lessons that you've given with him and Diana's lessons that she's given with him regarding his magical what seems to be his magical prowess, he also recently got a visit from Drew Iota about more into the basics of magic. So he's been learning more in that regard as well. He's been very hard at his studies. And as he's sort of telling you this, there is admittedly a bit of a frown that comes across his face.
You said a frown?
A frown.
What's wrong?
Oh. When do you think my dad's gonna come home?
Corey gives a sigh. Kiddo, I don't know. There's a lot going on around us, but he is safe, and he loves you so much. And he is trying his best to come home. If you want, later we can we can get that stone again, and let you talk to him if you want.
He nods a little bit. I was just kind of hoping that he would be able to help me with my lessons a little bit.
He'll be around for a lot of them. He just has to miss a few every now and again.
He
But
nods.
he loves you so much. And she gives him a real tight squeeze.
He smiles a little bit. I get worried that he's working too hard.
Oh, good, you picked up on that too. I worry about that. But don't worry, that's why he's got all three of us.
Diana speaks up.
Someone will beat it into him.
Diana speaks up. Yes, your father does do a lot of work. But that work that he does is to keep the rest of us safe. Isn't that right, Corey?
Yes, he is your dad. But he's also protector of the realm. And he has to be there to protect his people.
I've seen your dad. And she kind of looks around a little bit. I've seen your dad fight a literal storm before. He'll be
An
fine.
actual
though.
storm?
Yes, you've recalled mention of this encounter with the storm a couple of times, Corey. It apparently occurred during one winter gala years ago. But you don't quite know the finer details regarding it.
Corey gives her a look, like, looks over to her, like, above Nexus, his eye line, and, like, just mouths the words, ooh, dish.
She sips on her tea.
Later.
She sips her tea like the Kermit gif.
I love it.
But the three of you do spend a very lovely afternoon together, which is a bit of a nice turn considering what's happened over the past 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have anything else you wanted to do, Corey?
I didn't have anything else. We did talk about the Sending Stone, but, like, we don't have to, like, do that. So don't worry.
Okay. You do reach out and get in contact with Cedric again via Sending Stone. Did you want to compose a message for that specifically, or do you just want like a general like vibe check?
Vibe check.
Things are hard over there. They recently got some pretty bad news, which he didn't deliberate on. Not deliberate. Or maybe that's actually the right word.
Run it by me one more time. I'm sorry, I was typing.
Deliberate?
No. Run that whole sentence by me again so I can tell the context and tell you.
Things have been rough over there. They recently got some bad news that he didn't deliberate on. Elaborate. Thank you. Nobody in this call corrected me.
You're fine.
Not a
Couldn't
single.
remember the word either.
They didn't elaborate on.
Elaborate.
It's not my
on.
scene!
I knew it wasn't deliberate, but I couldn't remember
Not my
what
place,
it
not my
was.
time.
I have to
I'm
be
not-
paid.
I'm not even...
You know what? Valid, CG.
I'm letting Punk have her turn.
But they recently got some bad news that he didn't elaborate on. But he is safe and he is managing. Well, he is as safe as he can be.
Corey's gonna make a note and probably scry later, because...
Okay. Make a mental note to scry it later. When you say later, do you mean like you still want to do that today or just like another day?
Honestly, maybe today, but... Yeah, probably today, but like
If
later,
you wanted
like
to
in,
do it
in
today,
today,
you would have
know.
to get in touch with Flit.
Yes.
Which you'll have to get in touch with Flit anyway, because Flit has the scrying orb.
Yep.
But
I've got it prepared.
I will make note of that. Alright. But if it's okay with you, I believe we're good to move on.
Yeah.
Alright. Let's find out who we're going to next. Lily.
That's me.
That is you. Lily, you, upon separating from the group, you do go in and check in with Genia again, and she is awake at this point. Still tired, but awake. You manage to get her a bit of food as well as some water. And when you come back bringing the food and water, you find that Nicholas is with her. They seem to be talking, and Nicholas sees you come in and he goes, "Ah, there she is." The Genia turns to you and she goes, "Hey."
Hey, hon, how you feeling?
Well, I won't lie to you. I'm not feeling great, but I'm feeling better. Sleep helped a lot. There wasn't much of that to be had where I was.
Well, I don't want you to think about that right now. I just want you to focus on getting better.
Nicholas here was catching me up on some of the stuff I missed. Yeah, and he kind of clears his throat a little bit. I was telling her how, when she was gone, how the version of her that was here and I actually became very, very close. And I said things that, well, she isn't currently aware of, and I was just checking on what and you can see this is very awkward for him. He's never really been in, it doesn't seem like he's really been in a situation like this before. I've been getting a status report on what exactly she and I have done together that she knows of.
Lily kind of doesn't really narrow her eyes, but gives like a thoughtful glance, kind of letting conversation continue.
Should I be concerned?
Genia speaks up. No, it's fine. I'm actually thankful for it. Sounds like you guys have been doing a lot. And your mom?
Yeah, my mom.
Is
Still wrapping my head around that one too.
is she still here?
I'm honestly not 100% sure. I'm presuming she's hiding out until Oz is done with.
She looks a little saddened by that. I get that. I was hoping to thank her and, well, meet her, but I understand.
Hun, you're stuck with me for quite some time.
Oh yeah, no, I'm
Don't
not,
doubt you'll have a chance to thank her.
I'm not leaving this bed for like 3 days. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Good, that'll give me a chance to go to the house and get it cleaned up.
Her eyes narrow at you. Have you not been cleaning?
I haven't been home!
Adventurer probs.
She squints a
Alright.
little tighter at you.
Oz is kind of a rat bastard, but at least he keeps a clean home.
You!
I mean, that's not wrong because I mean, Target.
Whose side are you on, Corbin? Corbin!
I would
You
now like
stupid
you all.
slut!
I would like you now all.
Hold
to
up,
picture,
hold up.
What?
Go for it.
I would like you all now to picture Oz in his completely normal form, wearing a French maid's outfit, completely cleaning Lily's pad.
That's what I was
Get
thinking.
out of my head!
I was thinking an apron, but
Oh,
Not
this man!
just an apron, though. Come on, save Lily's eyes.
Listen. This man has
no,
gone
no,
into
no.
a dress and
Like
rocked it. Of course he would be wearing a French maid outfit.
I love
Listen,
it too,
But
man.
I
that is
wasn't-
Diana's form, and I do not give permission for him to use Diana's form.
I was
don't think
thinking
Diana
like
does either.
an apron over his clothes. Jeez.
The way y'all were
And y'all-
phrasing it, though. I know the way the internet works.
Moving on.
Yeah, sorry.
Lily, you do sort of think back to your conversation with Oz and how, frankly, almost borderline obsessed he is with you and your mother. How he wasn't even like, how he was only willing to talk to you down there, and how you're not really sure at this moment how to approach that. He didn't give you a lot to go on the last time you were down there, but that doesn't mean you can't try again.
Lily just takes a deep breath.
Unfortunately, I don't think my dealings with Oz are done yet. I'm apparently the only one that can get information out of him, so...
She'll look at Nicholas.
Once everyone's gotten more of, like, what they would like me to ask, because I don't know all this history with Oz. I've only met him a handful of times. And, I mean, I know my opinions, but I know we need information first.
Genia thinks for a moment. He goes, well, I mean, I can try to help in whatever way I can, knowing where I was, but I didn't exactly get a whole lot there.
Lily will go over and give Genia a small hug, like a soft squeeze.
She'll hug you and then she'll give you a kiss on the top of the head.
Lily blushes a really deep red.
Man, I miss that.
Same.
And she just kind of buries her face into Genia, trying not to cry.
She hugs you. You all sort of sit there for a few minutes and just sort of enjoy each other's company. Eventually, Nicholas is like, alright, I am not going to third wheel here, and I'm going to get out of y'all's hair. But if either of you need me, please come and find me.
Absolutely.
As for me, I have some stuff I need to look into.
Well, same goes to you, Nicholas. If you need me, don't hesitate to reach out. You know where to find me.
He nods. And then Genia speaks up. Hey, Nicholas? Yes. I know that you and I aren't as close as the other me got with you, but I'd like to try and fix that, if that's okay. Nicholas smiles back at her and goes, yeah, that sounds great. And with that, he takes his leave. And you and Genia spend some time together in quiet for a bit.
Lily's gonna pull out Frostbite from her pouch too. The pouch of Frostbite that where he just kind of sits all snuggled up.
Frostbite, who comes over and sort of sees Genia, seems to pull back a little bit, and then upon sniffing, investigating a bit further, seems to open up very much and actually begins to snuggle up on Genia. Lily, you think back a little bit over the past couple months, and it didn't occur to you until this exact moment that Frostbite was pulling away from Genia when it was Oz.
Above game, hi, I'm River. I'm an idiot
That's
who
why
misses shit.
you're all good.
Because I would have never noticed that.
All good.
Oh, damn.
But Frostbite seems to be back to a state of like, oh, this is Genia. This is good. I relax now.
I get happy scritches now.
Yes. I get happy Goliath scritches now.
Now the question is, who are we talking about, Frostbite or Lily?
Yes.
But Lily turns to Genia.
Unfortunately, I have to face your dad still.
Oh, did he know?
I told him because I know it would be what he would have wanted, and if he had found out any other way, I probably would have lost my head.
No, my dad loves you. He wouldn't do that.
Yes, but he loves you more. You are his daughter. You are his pride and joy.
He still wouldn't do that.
No, but if you got into harm's way and I mean,
Hey. And she sort of puts her hand on your head. It'll be fine. I'll even go with you if you need me to.
I mean, I would love if you would. That way I don't have to face him alone and I could just be like, here, she's safe.
Yeah.
Lily's voice just trails off into like nervous panic.
I haven't seen him in some time now anyway, so it'd be good to go see him again.
Are you sure you're gonna be able to walk that far?
I'm tired, but I'm not broken. I may need just a little helping hand, but I'll be fine.
Always.
And Lily will kind of hold out her hand to kind of help Genia up out of bed too.
You help Genia out of the bed, and the two of you together, slowly, but still, slow is better than not at all. The two of you, three of you if you include Frostbite, make your way across town over to the Chroma Rose Tavern. To which, when you enter, the bartender, Smoke, sees Genia and goes, "Oh shit. I'll go get him." And he, seeming to know what happened, begins to rush into the back and down the stairs. Do you follow?
I mean, presumably, yes. We've made our way through there plenty of times at this point.
As you begin making your way downstairs, right as you reach the what you're familiar with as like the lobby area to the Orion Club, you hear the heavy footsteps coming your way fast, and you see Bruno enter the room, and he looks over to Genia. "Oh, there you are, my dear sweet girl." And he comes over and he immediately scoops her up. "Dad, ow! Dad, ow! Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm so worried about you." "Yes, Dad, I'm fine. Thank you. Hurts." He sets her down and just, "Where was she? How did you get her back?"
Thankfully, he brought her to us.
"Where is he?"
Being dealt with. I have to get information out of him before anything could happen. But I know that we have to get rid of him regardless. Or my mother can't return either.
He seems to be filled with rage until you mention your mother. Your mother? Is she back?
Yeah, sort of. I mean, I really didn't even know she was alive, honestly.
Oh my god. Oh, we'll have to have a celebration then. The return of a daughter and the return of a mother. Like one of those old fairy tales. We're going to throw a fucking rager.
I'm sorry, I'm just trying to picture this big ass fucking Goliath.
I mean, look
He's
where
just
look where
T-posing on you. Time to throw a fucking rager.
Look where he fucking works. This man chugs kegs, alright?
Oh god.
He double fists kegs.
This man reminds me of a more loving Kratos.
Yes.
More like Kratos who's in touch with his emotions more.
Yes. That.
That's why I said more loving.
That's not loving. That's just more expressive.
Yes, there we go, expressive.
Lily, looks to Bruno.
I'm sorry for even letting this happen.
Oh dear, I don't blame you. The person I blame is that shithead who went around pretending to be my daughter. When he is ready, and when you are done with him, you send me in his direction.
I think I can make that happen. I may have to pull a couple of strings, but I don't think that should be an issue.
I'll set that boy straight. Dad, please. Right. Sorry. And he kind of like rubs his head. Lily, would you mind if I took my daughter home for a while?
by all means.
Alright.
I feel like, and she looks to Genia. I feel like it's where she needs to be.
She smiles a little bit. You got stuff you need to do anyway, don't you?
She takes a deep breath.
Unfortunately, yeah. But now you have the stone, so if you ever need me, I'm just a message away.
I'll never let it out of my sight. Now you stay safe. And if you need me, you come and find me.
Lily will give Genia a very light squeeze, making sure not to hurt her.
Mm-hmm.
I promise. I always need you.
And she'll kiss the back of her hand.
She'll kneel down, she'll give you a hug and a kiss. I'll see you soon, okay?
And Lily nods, and I guess we'll start to make our way out.
Okay. You leave Genie in the caring embrace of her father for the foreseeable future. In a currently undisclosed amount of time. What do you do with the rest of your day? I know you mentioned that you wanted to clean the house, but you also have the entire town that you can do stuff with. The entire rest of the day if you have anything else specifically you want to do.
Specifically not yet. She will want to get with everyone before going back to interrogate Oz further.
Okay.
So she will stick with going back to her house and deep cleaning it.
All right. You start deep cleaning the house and you start thinking of the time you spent with Genia and Oz here, and the two sort of blur together. You have to think about what was Genia and what wasn't, and it's a very awkward process. And you try to get around that by thinking of what exactly you can do with Oz now, what you can ask him. You know he will open up to you. You just need to get him to say the right thing. And that fills your mind for the next couple of hours. My question is, are you going to attempt to interrogate Oz again today?
Today probably not, as looking per time, but I'm unsure if we'll have another downtime session.
No more downtime. The rest of the game. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh god, it's crunch time!
I mean, that is up to you. You can either do it today or you can put it off for later.
Above game, what does the rest of the party think? Because if y'all want me to interrogate him, I'm gonna need more questions or like more open-ended because I don't remember, I
mean, I got some over there in questions for Oz, but they're more like
about
they're not,
him.
They're not like, yeah, exactly.
I don't particularly have anything. Maybe it would be a better idea to just kind of hold off until we got something specific to talk to him about.
Yeah, I think that would be better too.
Okay. So you all are going
For now, we just laugh at him shaking in his cell.
Yes. He is still shaking. He's going to be doing that for the next week.
Bitch!
Contagion is a motherfucker.
And she's gonna slap him again next week, too.
But you guys, Lily, you spend the rest of your time cleaning, thinking about things to speak with Oz about. And eventually, as the night begins to grow thicker, you do eventually bed down in a now extremely cleaned house. It still feels weird though, admittedly. It now feels like sleeping in someone else's bed, even though you literally own the house.
Lily, will probably throw out the bed and buy a new one.
Fair enough.
Not even kidding. I mean, it's what I'm in the
Bigger
process
bed.
of trying to do now.
Bigger bed. Bigger
Also,
bed.
one Oz hasn't touched.
Absolutely. She's going to buy a bigger, that's what I can do with, like, my time. Figure out a price for a bed for me.
Bigger
I
bed.
want one that's, like, long enough to fit Genia.
Bigger bed.
I'm just imagining Lily putting the bed to the curb with just a sign, cursed. Take at your own risk.
Cursed bed. Alright. But
I did that on a microwave last year.
Microwave is cursed. Pick up at your own
I
risk.
did. It was
Cursed
fucking
grill.
like, look, you would plug it in and it would start popping and making weird noises. That was cursed. Take it your own risk.
Cursed grill.
No, the cursed grill just had bees in it. Well, hornets, to be exact.
But, Lily, if it's alright, I think we are going to move on. If that is okay with you? Alright. We move on to Flit. Flit, you know Reno is very hard at work. You spend a bit of time with your plants. You spent a bit of time with Toshi. What else would you like to do with the remainder of your day?
That's a tough one.
This is also a good time for us to lean into the thing with you and Corey scrying, but it doesn't have to be at this exact moment.
Oh. I very subtly pick up what you're putting down. Flit doesn't have anything. Flit went and talked with Toshi, which was what she really wanted to do. She also has something wacky that she wanted to do, but this is not a good time for it. So I think, if it's alright, she's just going to kind of take the rest of the day to just kind of think and maybe wander around town a little bit, just kind of like taking everything in.
Okay. You take some time to yourself. Go around town, you explore a bit. You start thinking of the events of the next couple days and what's about to come. It's very peaceful. It's a very peaceful time, one you haven't had in a little while. You come back to the castle and you... What were you going to say? Sorry.
I was just going to say that she takes a moment to realize just how hectic her life has been lately and
Yeah.
enjoying the calm.
Yeah. It's almost a surreal experience in a way. Considering, again, everything that's happened. But.
You've got... Everything is about to start. A whole bunch of stuff is finished. Everything's about to start, and you're just kind of waiting. It's weird.
Flit, during this time, do you begin to think more into your encounter with Oz from the night before at all?
It would have to be on her mind. Even if not, like, the whole time, she would keep going back to it.
Do me a favor. Roll me an insight check.
$18.
As you're sort of thinking about your encounter from the night before, and you're square off against Oz, a thought crosses your mind. Almost like a realization, something you hadn't really thought to in depth before. I'm gonna DM you something. That question crosses your mind. You sort of stop in your tracks for a moment.
Flet has this realization. She realizes that there might be a little investigating she can do with some free time. She'd like to head back to the docks.
Okay. You head down to the docks where the original encounter took place, and you see that Townsguard are still cleaning up bodies. They're aware of the fight that broke out. They've been informed, and they sort of cordoned off the area while this place is cleaned up, not only of the bodies but of the structural damage that occurred. As you approach, one of them like goes to stop you, like out of instinct, and then they kind of realize who you are, and then they're like, "Oh, apologies. We're just finishing up here. If you are permitted to enter as long as, well, you don't make another mess."
I make no promises, but I'll do my best.
We would appreciate it.
Do you have do you have some of the bodies of the creatures that we fought around?
Yes, we do. One of the members of the guard, Professor Longbottom, he asked for a few of them to be sent up to him for study.
That sounds like Nicholas.
Yeah,
And
the rest we've been ordered to burn, but we haven't started on that process yet.
Please, if you don't mind. And she kind of like heads on over to the bodies.
He brings you over to what is a very neatly organized fucking pile of bodies. You do see that they appear to have fished out the two from inside the lake. Or not the lake, the water.
That's good. Hate to think those guys just kind of hanging out in the bay. Ugh.
Yes, those two were relatively difficult to acquire. But we were able to manage.
Just completely apropos of nothing, Flit thinks to herself, if I had cast that spell earlier, it would be kind of like it was pouring a glass of water upside down into a giant invisible cup.
Did you say this out loud?
No, she's thinking it to
Oh.
herself.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Hey, get out of here with the telepathy. Shoo! So he's going to, so she is going to kind of take a look at the bodies. Is there anything that kind of jumps out as she's just kind of looking over them?
Well, the first one is obviously the large form of the Orianti that you guys had yet to encounter up to this point. Go ahead and make me an investigation check.
$16?
And just to confirm, you're just looking for anything out of the ordinary?
Yeah, just
Okay.
kind of, this is just kind of a general sweep at the moment.
You begin to look into these the bodies, and the Oriat that you fought, you do see still very similar in physique and build from what you fought before, even went all the way back a while ago, months ago, when you guys fought your first one in just on the outskirts of Dry Hollow. But you start looking at the bigger ones, and they seem to have almost amphibious forms in some way. They're large, very large. They're very muscular, but as you look closer, you may not have thought about it until you looked at it just now, but you see that they appear to have fins in some way, some sort of form across their arms and their legs. And then you think about when you fought the two in the water before. They didn't seem to be affected by the fact that they were underwater.
Maybe they were designed for this. Do you think that? Maybe water was the original extraction plan? I don't know. And wait a minute. I wonder if maybe they're being used in like the war, and these are their naval troops. She kind of shudders a little bit.
Are you saying this out loud, by the way, or are you thinking this?
She's mostly thinking this, but every once in a while a little mumble will come out of her
Okay.
mouth, so. I guess the question is, where? Why would they need these in particular? I don't know. So when we were fighting these guys, they kind of burst out of everywhere. Do you have some of the, I guess, boxes that would be in?
Sorry, can you repeat that one more time?
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but
Yes.
when we fought them, they just kind of like bursted out of boxes and out of warehouses, right?
Yes. Some of them burst out from some of the stalls that are around, and then the majority of them burst out from one of the warehouses that you can see still has a very large hole in the wall.
I think she's gonna focus on the place that they burst out from. No, she's gonna focus on the boxes.
Okay. The boxes, you look, and they seem to be rather large, like crates. Definitely big enough for them to be able to fit in, which you are able to confirm seeing them break out. But these crates seem to be built rather heavily, to where it would take significant effort to open them. If you wish for anything else, go ahead and make me an investigation check.
Oh boy, here we go. 13?
It looks like the way they're built was meant to minimize tampering. As well as potentially to reduce damage. If, for say, one was to, I don't know, fall off a ship, it would float up to the surface.
Luke thinks a little bit. Excuse me.
Yes.
These boxes. Do you know where they were located and like specifically? Were they just, over here where we found them, or like did you find out that they were like maybe in a different warehouse or something?
Let me roll for him, actually. Hold on. That's not a great roll. No, unfortunately. We've been investigating the warehouse that has been damaged, but aside from that, these crates were all just sort of out here when we arrived.
And who owns the warehouse?
That we are still, unfortunately, looking into. As soon as we're able to determine a name, we can give that to you if that is what you wish.
Yeah, I think I'd like to know a bit more. I got some questions for, whoever might own this, but she kind of looks on back to the boxes. These ones were just kind of hanging out on the dockside. They might not have been owned by anyone. Maybe they were just picked up.
He seems to think about it for a moment. I'm unsure. But I will spread the word, and any information we're able to put together, we will have it sent to you, if that is what you wish.
One more thing.
Yes.
While you've been investigating, have you happened to come across like any ships that may have lost cargo or just kind of showed up in the bay and then left or anything like that? Keep an eye out for something like that.
He's gonna insight you, if that's okay.
Go for it.
That's not bad. That's 17. I'm not gonna make you project to me as to what you're thinking, because I know what you're thinking, and he seems to sort of piece together what you're perhaps throwing down. I will let the god know and have them keep their eyes open.
Okay. Thank you. I'm not gonna lie, we've got a lot going on right now, but I definitely want to be kept informed of this. What's your name?
Sorry, I got hit with a fucking random ass message. Kazmari.
Kazmari?
Kazmari Silvertongue. And he puts his hand out to shake you. Looking at this man, he is it's a bit of a dull, almost like a muted red tiefling.
Foot will put her hand out to offer the shake.
I will give you spelling on that. Captain Kazmari Silvertongue.
Shoot, I had an S instead of a Z. You win this round, GM. She'll offer to shake my hand and said, "I'm Flit. Pleasure to meet you."
Flit. You are one of the new god that's been making their name in town.
Yeah, Exalia Regalia is the name.
That's right. That sounds familiar. Oh, you've certainly been making our job easier and harder, but we appreciate your service.
Of course. I'm doing the best I can. But unfortunately, I don't think I have much more time to look into something like this for now. But I would like to come back to that maybe in a day or two.
He kind of looks around and you can see that there are some people kind of off on the side who are kind of looking in, they look like they may have been working in this district of the dock, and they're kind of are we gonna get to go in? Are we gonna get to work? And some of them just seem like curious eyes, and he kind of looks their way and he looks back to you. I may have to pull a few strings to keep this area cordoned off, but I will do so. I will make that effort. And as I mentioned before, anything we are able to dig up, I will have that reported straight to you.
Thank you.
Of course. And your friend, Professor Longbottom, he took, by my records, from what I was told, he took one of the rather large fellows, kind of pointing at the pile of bodies, as well as two of the smaller ones up to the castle for research.
I think I might check in with him later. He might have something that he can share with us.
I've been told he's a very insightful fellow. He'll probably have something for you, yes.
Yeah. She kind of does the scratch face, kind of look away. Insightful, yes. Also, can occasionally be distracted, especially with what's happening right now. I do understand he's resolved right now, but still. And, well, I won't impede your work any longer. And Flit, and she kind of goes to move away. She thinks to herself for a second. You know, that was kind of weird. But like the whole investigation thing, I think I see why Corvo does it. Kind of fun. Flit might like mysteries.
You do kind of look around. You don't see Corvo around, but this does seem like something he would be incredibly interested in. In fact, it kind of occurs to you, you're not sure where Corvo is.
It's a good question. You know, actually, where's Sarah right now?
Where is Sarah right now? Sarah is in the Griffin stables, but I don't think you would know that. Unless Sarah announced to the group before, when separating, hey, I'm gonna go to the Griffin stables, which I will allow if Sarah wants to. Sarah.
Uh-oh.
Well, that answers that question.
I don't know where Sarah is.
Huh? What?
We were trying to talk to you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I had to get up for a second.
You're good. Would Sarah have told the rest of the group when she separated where she was going?
She probably would have told at least one person.
Okay.
Who, I don't know.
We're gonna, for the sake of this, we're gonna say that you told Flit.
Oh, right, she was at the Griffin stable. I will head over there now.
How convenient. You do
So
make your
walk
way
here.
over to the Griffin stables. And
So I walk in.
you do see that Sarah is nursing a rather nasty lump on her head, but is hard at work.
Ooh. That doesn't look nice. Hey, Sarah.
Sarah kind of looks up from her work. Huh? Oh, hey, Flip.
Sarah, you're pretty sure there weren't 3 Flits the last time you saw her. There were only 2.
And Toshi, and did you get another shapeshifting foot?
No? You okay? That was a hit to the head, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's. I don't have a lot of. I can spare a healing word. Level 2. Just to make absolutely sure. So full
It is
heal.
it is out of combat, so you don't have to actually roll.
Yeah, that is 13 HP. Back to you.
Okay.
Your eyes correct themselves, and there's 1 Flit standing there.
Sarah kind of looks like, where'd the other 2 go?
You blink a couple times. Kind of like when you it's dark and somebody turns on the lights. You kind of blink a few times, like
You went from reading a really dark background wiki page to a bright page.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that.
It was just me. I think that hit to the head might have done a little much.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. These guys have a hell of a cake.
You look like it. Have you talked to Corvo recently?
No, not since. Ooh, I don't think since Marrow was missing. Was it Marrow that was missing?
Indeed.
That's a little concerning in its own way.
Oh, actually, she did. She talked to him when she had him teach her about the firearms.
True. Which was admittedly not super long ago.
Correction. Last time I talked to him was when he taught me how to use ivory.
Oh. I might need to track him down. Something was bugging me while I was kind of running around town. So, we got into that scuffle with Oz, right?
Yeah.
And there was a bunch of the Orin there, right? And they just kind of like, bah, we're just gonna appear and attack you and stuff like that, right?
Out of the crates in the warehouse, yeah.
Where did the crates come from?
Oh, fuck.
Mm-hmm. There's a
Alright,
lot.
let's go find Corvo.
Sorry?
I said, alright, let's go find Corvo.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully he's still around. Knowing Corvo, he might have just kind of gone off on a lead.
He very well might have. That's definitely something we have to worry about.
If we don't find Corvo, I do have another person I think we should probably talk to. But I don't really feel comfortable being there by myself and being the only one to go.
Who, Flint?
Mm-hmm. I don't like that place. Gives me weird vibes.
I don't either.
As the two of you are leaving, you both bump into Corey. Corey, you have been searching for Flit for reasons.
Hi, Corey.
Oh, goodness. I've actually been looking for you.
What's up?
I need the scrying orb.
What for?
Checking on the safety of someone.
To scry on. What do you think, idiot?
Yeah, but checking on the safety of someone.
Okay. Sure. Why don't we go ahead and we'll take a look-see. And I guess I imagine that there's just kind of like a storage room or something nearby we could just dip into for
Yeah,
like 10
you
minutes.
guys can
Yeah.
easily find a quiet place to do this. So to confirm, you guys are. Why are you laughing?
I'm sorry.
Why are you laughing?
Something came to mind. It's like, yo, in another, like, it was like, hey, mind if I grab you for a sec? And you see like two people dip into a broom closet. Your mind's gonna go a very different place. It's really
Three
funny.
people dipping into a broom closet.
3?
Yeah, Sarah's there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be the longest 7 minutes ever, just saying.
All right. So to confirm,
I
you guys
guess.
are scrying on.
I was deciding if I was gonna kick you both out or not.
So to confirm, you're scrying on Cedric. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna roll the save for him as he does not know he's being scryed on. So realistically, he can't willingly fail.
Yes.
That being said, that is a shit roll.
Also, we know him very well.
You do also know him very well.
We're in his fucking castle. Technically, does the castle itself count as a thing? Cause like that's a belonging of his technically as king of. the
I'll tell you
continent.
right now, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Technically, it wasn't his, it was his father's.
Even just knowing him very well brings his initial roll down to a literal 0. So,
Holy shit.
Yeah, he rolled low. He rolled
We've
really
seen
low.
everything. Good.
So your vision is pulled from you, Korai. You find yourself back in a place that you have seen before, inside a tent of sorts. You sort of begin observing the scene, and it seems to be Cedric, who looks like he was just very recently in a fight, as he is actually currently wiping blood off of his face and armor. And across from him appears to be a rather tall orc individual. He's tall, he's got a very strong build. He's got heavy armor across his, like a very heavy iron how the fuck do you pronounce it? Curious? How the fuck do you say that word?
I usually just use
Mike.
curious.
It's a cuirass.
Curious. As well as a helmet that he seems to remove and place down on the table in front of him. Corey, make me an insight check. This individual seems familiar, but you can't quite put on your finger on as to why.
Remind
Can
me.
I roll perception to get
who's-
a better look at him to or look around to see if there's any clues or anything else? Like any.
Sure, make me a perception check. What's your question, Sarah?
Is it just Cora seeing this?
Unless Corey
16?
is allowing you, the two of you, to see this as well via the scrying orb. Which that is Corey's.
I let
decision.
you in the room. I'm gonna let you see.
Okay. So you.
May I roll
It would
insight
be
as well?
kind of
then?
rude to pull you in the room and then just kick you in the corner.
Yes, you both may roll insight as well.
27.
Okay.
Hot damn.
16.
Fled, you sort of start putting the pieces together too of this individual seems familiar. You're not exactly sure why though. Sarah, there is a very strong resemblance between this individual and a certain bloodlord that you guys have become familiar with.
Sarah's just kind of staring at the orb. Why does that look very, very similar to Skull?
They're not in combat though, right? Like they just finished up combat.
It does seem like they just were like they had just finished a fight. And I will clarify, Sarah, you are able to determine that while the resemblance is there, that is not Skull. But the resemblance is there.
I did say very, very similar.
As the three of you are sort of coming to this realization of oh fuck, what does this mean? The two of them inside the orb begin to speak. Cedric speaks first. So, now we know that someone in this camp has been feeding information to the enemy. And the other individual begins to speak. Not only that, we know that they've been sending resources out towards the enemy as well as allowing them to infiltrate our walls. This cannot go unabated. Cedric seems to think for a moment. Every time we seem to get a step ahead, he's able to pull ahead 2 steps more. Things are getting difficult here. And the other individual goes, indeed. But we will stay strong. He will slip up. His overconfidence will see to that. Perhaps we can use this to our advantage.
Who is this speaking, by the way? This is that one?
It's the orc individual.
Okay. I wanted to make sure, sorry.
Their voices are admittedly pretty similar. Cedric speaks up. Perhaps. Now that we know that somebody's feeding information to the enemy, perhaps we can mislead them. The other individual looks at Cedric and goes, indeed. It just depends on exactly who this individual is and what initial role they play in this camp is. But on a bit of brighter news, we're very close to retaking Fort Andros. We should be able to retake it here in the next couple days. That being said, all operations should probably be restricted to just you and I. And as he is saying this, the flap of the tent opens and Theon walks in. I've done a bit of investigating. As far as I am able to tell, we are in the clear for the moment. Cedric looks at Theon. Good. So that means we can get on with whatever the hell is next. And Cedric kind of, like, there seems to be, like, a bit of release of just tiredness to his form. The other individual goes, we knew this wasn't going to be easy. And Cedric looks to him and goes, no. No, it is not. But as you said, we hold firm. And then they begin to... The next couple minutes begin to go by as they begin to go into discussing this plan of, without getting into the finer details of it, of potentially rooting out whoever is offering information to the enemy by misleading them and narrowing down who exactly the traitor is. Corey, you begin to realize that this is probably what Cedric meant when he said, he mentioned he had recently received bad news.
Mm-hmm. Why do you think we're scrying?
Now we get to see what using the enemy for a double play looks like when it doesn't immediately explode in your face.
Exactly. But after a few minutes of this, the orb's vision does fade.
Well, concerning, but at least it's getting better.
Is that what you heard? Because I hear that they're tired.
Flit. You get a message in the back of your mind. From a certain draconic individual who you are familiar with.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to presume that that was the Orc group spying on us just now.
Ah!
I can reply back, right?
You can. You could reply to this message.
Yes, just checking in.
Respond after the beat. Yeah, Corey was just kind of concerned because she hadn't seen Cedric in a while. Sorry.
Excuse you?
I'm saying this in my mind. You
yeah,
are.
Corey, you don't
know.
hear this.
I know, I'm questioning you. That's an above game, excuse you.
Freaking
Oh, I'm
Corey
sorry.
just
Did you not
busts
come
through the
to
force.
me asking to see about Cedric? How else would I respond?
Not because of that! Because he was off! The
I
vibe
went to-
was off, so I checked!
Yeah, you were
I-
concerned.
Not because I hadn't seen him in a while, you jackass!
Alright.
Fight.
Fight, kiss.
Like,
Continue.
legitimately speaking, I just imagine Corey just busting through the mental fourth wall and going, "Helmst!"
Flit, you get a message back again that says, I presume so. If you are to do that in the future, will you at least please inform me?
Sure. I'll let everyone else know.
Ow.
Sorry.
That also counts for slots, bitch. You got slots on slots on slots?
Who are you talking to?
I'm questioning this above game, like, what the fuck do you mean? They
Never
know magic
change,
is a
punk.
finite. Never mind.
Never
I'm sorry.
change.
I'm sorry, I'm having a little trouble. Corey is currently yelling at the wall for some reason.
No, shut up. I'm confused.
Corey is currently yelling at a bundle of brooms in the corner.
Just starts
Sarah's
yelling at
just
them, calling them Kenny.
staring. Sarah's staring like, are we sure it was me that got kicked in the head and not her?
Why are there two of Corey?
Watch out, Corey. That broom can fly. Anyways.
I'm gonna let both of you die next time.
That one's named Kenny the Cleaner.
But that is what the three of you have gathered via your investigation into Cedric at this moment.
Yeah, I think next time we should probably involve Corvin. Just get him to, call ahead. Or Diana.
Did you get something saying we were in trouble?
Theon kind of sent me a message saying that...
Theon?
Yeah?
I thought Tart said it was a dragon person.
Yeah, Theon.
Theon's
He's a Dragonborn.
Theon's a dragon.
He's a Dragonborn. Yeah. They are draconic people.
He is Dovahkiin.
No, shut up. I'm.
Never getting, never.
Y'all have a handout in your.
I'm looking for it.
He looks like
It's-
Jericho,
yeah,
except not
it's a red
Jericho.
dragonborn.
It's in the handouts.
It's okay. It's okay. But, yeah.
I think
was-
I'm
it was-
confusing him with someone else.
You may be
Yeah,
confusing him
that
with
might be.
Drew, who is human.
No,
True,
different
Iota.
person. Go on though.
Yeah, Theon spotted the scrying sensor, so he called in just to ask that if it was us, and it was us, so I told him sorry.
I see. Really, I was just worried that they were currently, in danger. I mean, they still kind of are, as you saw, but... She shakes her head, kind of like rubbing her eyebrows. I'm sorry, he was just off when Nexus called, or was doing things with him earlier.
Oh.
Something
I thought it
seemed
was-
off.
I thought it was because you just hadn't seen him in a while.
Oh. No. Why see when you can hear? And she just pulls out the stone and she's like, I don't know. Works for me. Then she puts it back.
Well,
But,
seems like
so we need to figure out what to do with Oz, I guess, and...
well, admittedly, there was one other thing that we kind of, wanted to talk about. It was something that I was doing with Sarah when we ran into you.
Hmm?
And Flit's just gonna fill Corey in on everything that, Flit's been looking into.
Yeah.
Corey, you were filled in on the events of about the past hour and a half, with Flit going down. Flit coming to the realization of wait, how did Oz get the Orient into the city? And then going to the docks and proceeding to investigate.
Flit has a moment of terrible realization, too. So, I just thought of something. This all happened because Oz's cover was blown, right? Which means he was scrambling. I don't think he could have set up summoning those guys when he was scrambling. I think they've been here.
Bum bum
Hello?
bum.
I'm sorry. Run that by me one more time.
All right,
I was looking
above
for my
game.
cat. I thought I heard her.
No worries. Above game. So, Oz got these guys to help him out the day that he had been found out.
Yes.
So he did not have an established plan in place for these guys to be there, which means
We were
they were
cornering him.
already there.
Well, also, it seems like he was panicking a bit.
Exactly. But
Indicates
he
he-
had, if he was panicking, he had that resource he knew he could go to.
Mm-hmm. So those dudes, you said, were just planted there. Okay.
Which means that they're probably other dudes.
Mm-hmm. Did we ever check out the bodies to see if, like, what they were?
I did.
Flit did at the docks.
What did you find out?
That the big guys, they were specific. I hesitate to say made, but made to be specifically amphibious, which also shows a lot more forethought. The rest of the guys, they were just kind of like, you know, what we've been running into, but the big guys, Nicholas took a few of the bodies as well to look into. She kind of sighs a little bit. I'm not sure how much of that we should look into right now. But this is definitely something that we need to do more of.
Yeah, or at least figure out if they are, you know, undead things, because we're fighting a necromancy cult. Yay!
That's true. We might need to.
As you're having this conversation, the door to the broom closet opens. And there's a man standing there who goes, "Hey, I know you guys are like having fun in here, but I really need to get the pine sol from back there. If you guys don't mind, like, vamoosing."
Corey holds up the
Sir.
orb and just waggles her fingers at him. We were consulting the orb, you heathen.
Sarah just reaches behind herself, grabs the pine sol, and shoves it into her chest, then shuts the door.
Hold up. Corey, make me an intimidation check.
You have confronted the council.
9.
That's higher than 9, though I will admit not by much. So he, very confused, as Sarah hands him the pine sol, just goes, "Okay," and just kind of shuts the door.
Maybe we should walk and talk.
I guess.
I will just remind you that
Guy was kinda
Flit and
rude.
Sarah, you guys were. He was kind of rude. He needed to get the pine sol. He thought you guys were fucking in the closet.
No one was unclothed and we had a giant orb in our hands!
He didn't know that.
We were playing Spin the Orb.
He didn't know that before he
Doesn't
opened the door, at
point
least.
towards anyone.
You know-
but I will just
That's the
remind
point of
y'all
it.
that above game you were attempting to find Corvo.
Corvo, yeah.
And they say D&D parties are crazy.
Yeah. But yes, we did want to look into Corvo now that we had a chance to do scrying on Cedric and everything seems to be okay-ish at the moment.
Are all three of you going to find Corvo? Corey, are you joining them for now?
Sure.
Okay.
I honestly think Corey has a higher investigation than I do, so
All right, then each of you make me investigation
It's
checks.
2.
Hmm. 13.
never mind. That's a 19.
You guys.
We are the dum-dums.
Can I wild shape into a bloodhound and then try again?
I will allow it. Roll me one more investigation check. Better. The two individuals with dog-like snoofers. You begin to snoof around the town and the castle, and eventually it does lead you to the familiar the first thing you smell is pine sol and griffin turds, but then the next thing you smell is a citrusy perfume, which you begin to realize is Corvo's patented citrus perfume, which I made up at this very exact moment. His musk.
Citrus and musk. Interesting.
Yes. But you guys are able
And
to...
that's going in the notes.
But you guys are able to track him down. He's actually not too far from the castle. He's actually, just inside of a blacksmith shop, seeming to get his weapon serviced. And as he sees you all coming, he goes, "Ah, hello. What do I owe the pleasure?"
Hey Corvo. How you doing?
Ruff.
Hello, dog. Why are you blue?
Corey just looks up at him, offended looking as a dog can look.
That's really impressive for a bloodhound.
Do you want me to roll charisma? What the fuck? Whose side are you on, CG?
There's a whole lot of jowls, just saying.
Yeah.
You know, Corey, you said it. Now you gotta roll charisma just for this.
Yeah, now
just for
I'm
the laugh.
just curious. Just roll me a charisma check.
12.
That's not bad. You're able to project proper emotion as a dog. And Corvo looks at you like, blue and weird. Got it. But to answer your question, I am fine.
Corey will one wild shape and flip him off.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, okay. That makes more sense. But to answer your question, I am fine. Just getting a few errands done before I go and figure out what the fuck I'm doing next, truth be told. I've been sort of put on the back burner considering my near-death experience. So, figured I might take a odd job around town or something until something more significant comes up.
About that.
Yeah. Wait, beat me to it. Okay.
As soon as you say about that, oh, thank God. My day life is so boring. Jesus God, please help me. I'm here getting my weapon service. I never do that. I usually do it myself.
Do you know how long it's been since I combat rolled out of a 2-story building?
I wake up and I read the newspaper. I'm not used to that.
Every morning
Wanting
I
to be
wake
on
up.
a regular roster?
Sorry, I was making a dumb Adam Driver reference. What did you say, Corey?
Every morning I wake up.
Every
Read the
morning I
newspaper.
wake up.
Like, are you wanting to be on a regular roster?
I'd like to have literally anything to do in this moment.
So,
Okay.
we might have a something for you.
Yeah.
Please tell me this
Actually.
thing.
It is, so we had a recent encounter.
Hey, maybe we should go somewhere more private.
Good
Oh,
idea.
right, yes. Thank you for your service. And the blacksmith, who is this, like, stout dwarven fellow, just kind of goes, Alright, come again.
So I guess we just kind of like find a bit of a secluded area nearby.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna give you the short version. We had an encounter with one of the Blood Talents.
What?
Yeah, he was in the city.
Why am I just now hearing about this?
A lot happened really fast.
Shit!
So,
Damn my boredom and making me leave the castle when I could have been there and heard about this cool shit.
it wasn't really cool. Turns out there's a reason that this one Blood Talent was on its own. It was Amnon.
Crazy. Who's crazy?
And, Amnon was in deep cover. We found him out,
What
and he
even
got
Amnon?
desperate. He's also not Amnon. His name is apparently Oz.
Alright,
fucking ugly.
confusing, but understandable.
He's a little on the ugly side. It's a bit unnerving.
Can confirm.
Okay. And you can
But,
see he's taking mental notes.
Sorry, that sounds bad. It's just... Well...
No, it's fine.
And Corey just kind of puts her head down on the table.
Kind of rude judging
Say.
others by how they look, but alright.
Well,
If you see him, you'll get it, but...
no, I think this one's kind of okay because he can choose how he looks. So if he
Oh.
intentionally picks something disturbing,
Also, he's kind of an asshole. Fuck that guy.
also true.
Yeah, he stabbed me twice. Fuck that guy.
He also got Corvin yesterday. He's fine, but
Yeah.
he's still recovering.
Oz or
But,
Corvin?
Corvin's recovering from being stabbed from Oz.
Got it. Sorry, piecing the puzzle together in my head.
So the point is, so like we found out Oz was undercover as Genia for a
Oh,
while, actually.
Oh,
Sorry?
fuck.
Mm-hmm.
How's Lily doing?
Better. So when we've kind of found Oz out, he was like, "Oh, I got a score to settle with you, and I'm gonna bring Genia to you to make you fight me, and do this exchange and whatnot." And things went well, and we got Genia back. She's recovering. But here's the thing. So when we confronted him at the docks, right? He summoned a whole bunch of Orin into the fight.
Oregon?
Yes, Orion. Including one of yous that were kind of weird, but
Pretty sure Orins are a type of berry.
God damn it!
listen, I know that Corey was colored blue, but she is
Pokemon.
not a shiny.
Come on, bitch.
Shiny dog, shiny dog.
But here's the important thing. So, Oz made off with the artifacts, which sucks, but he didn't get everything, and we're recovering from that. The important thing is, on the run with the artifacts, he came to the docks where there were Orion. I keep saying Orion. There were Orion. He didn't summon them. How were they already there?
Oh. I see. I get where you're going with this.
So that's why we came to you. The guards are currently investigating it.
Shit!
Nicholas
I
has
need
a
to get
few-
there. I can't
Yeah,
trust.
I was
I
already
can't
there.
trust Sidigon to do the work of a detective. No, sir. And he already is beginning to leave the alley.
Well,
I will let you all know what I find. Don't worry, I'm on the case. And he gives you 2 thumbs up, and he fucking skadooches, vamooses,
Skedaddles.
skedaddles.
you ever get that
Oh,
moment?
He wasn't wrong for he wasn't wrong about being bored.
There was a time recently when I was walking Muggsy and Rocky, and Muggsy saw a squirrel. He started barking, and he got off the leash and started chasing after that. I don't know why I'm thinking of that right now, but it concerns me.
Question. As you see him
Yeah?
pop back around the corner. Who am I telling that I know you so they'll let me into the crime scene?
You're looking for a Kismari Silvertongue?
Got it. Calamari, silver, whatever. Okay, see you later. He's gone again.
I guess we made his day?
We made that dude's month.
Well, I think we kind of
You hear
made his
how
month
bored
when
he was?
he was super bored.
Man, I don't think I could give up adventuring hearing that.
I don't know.
Maybe when I'm old.
Well, you don't want to settle down in a nice forest at some point?
I mean, I can do that and just because I have a set place doesn't mean I don't do things.
As y'all are having this conversation, everyone in the party, including Corvin, who's not even on the current plane of existence, you all get a voice in the back of your head. All right, I figured it out. I know what the next plan is. Everyone, I ask, you prepare, you get a long night's sleep, and in the morning, you all are to come and see me. Sound good? Good. I will see you all in the morning. I am going to go pass out.
Can I respond real quick?
Sure, yeah.
Thank you, you're wonderful.
You all hear from Flit, thank you, you're wonderful.
I respond to the message. Always.
You all hear Corvin's voice, always.
At this juncture, Rito understands that this is a bad move.
Oh.
Rito started a fucking group call.
He
instead
did
of
start a
just
group
private
call,
one.
started a Discord call.
Oh god, who's gonna be the memester?
Me, but not intentionally.
I don't know. For some reason, I don't know why, but I just think Corvin has like highbrow memes that like are humorous, but like 2 people get,
Oh, absolutely.
himself included.
Alright. With that being said, you all have received your summons. You've been told to prepare, get a long rest, and then see Reno in the morning. Does anyone have anything they want to do before the end of the day? Anything they want to do, anything they want to prepare?
I'm good.
Going once?
Go ahead, Punk. I'm still thinking.
It may not be able to be done tonight, but I wanted to run it by you.
Okay.
Speak with plants and the big tree.
Okay.
I more just want to throw it your way, like, at some
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I get you.
if it can't be done tonight.
The problem with that is that involves you leaving town, like teleporting out of town. And considering that most of your main methods of transportation are currently out of town, it would just be a bit difficult to. I'm just thinking at the moment. I'll say that it's a bit
I
limited.
thought the tree was here in Dragon's Reach, or was it?
That's it. No, the Umberwood is in
That's
Dry Hollow.
Got you.
That's why it's difficult to reach, because that's a long way to go. You would need proper teleportation for that.
True.
So, I will say that in this current moment...
Another point. You're fine.
In this current moment, that would be a bit difficult to do, but I will note that down for the next time there is an available moment. How's that sound? Cool.
That sounds good. Thank you.
All right. I'm going to put that right now in my notes. All right. What about anyone else?
Nothing really crazy. Corvin's just gonna try and shoot like a random message to whomever's within sight. Using the message cantrip about I don't know, possible take-home boxes or something silly like that.
Okay. And are you just fucking with people pretty much?
On one hand, probably, but like it's his family, and he's very he tries not to mess with them as much. But like I don't know, whomever is in charge of cooking that day.
Okay.
Mostly like leftovers to bring back.
Okay.
Ooh, actually, he'll try and use message to see if we have any exotic cheeses from the Feywilds.
Okay. I'll say you are able to secure that. Go ahead and put down one exotic Fey cheese wheel in your inventory, as well as Navilis leftovers. 3. No. I'll say one for each of the party. So 5, 6, because one would be for you. 6 Navilis leftovers. Microwave meals.
Yeah, something like that.
Anyone else? Going once? Going twice? Okay. All right. Let me change our music real quick. As I have just one more scene I want to play out before we wrap up for the night.
Wait a minute.
Yes?
Where the fuck is the eye?
That's a
I
great
thought we
question.
secured it.
Oz, hand it over.
I thought we. Never mind.
No, it's.
I
I remember.
thought
I
Cassius
was
had it.
googling. I was not googling, but I was
I
looking
thought-
at my notes.
Cassius
That's
had
right.
it.
Old note
Cassius
hidden by Cassius Cormac, but it said was in Cassius. So, but it said but Amnon has
Oz-
it now, and then down below it says hidden by Cassius Cormac.
Yeah, but didn't Toru have it, and then we took it from Toru?
You did.
And I thought we gave
who's
it
got
back to Cassius.
Did we?
I don't remember that.
No, I thought it was in the vault.
It was.
Yeah, same.
Ah, fuck.
But you all do a few last minute things before you all bed down for a long rest. Everyone go ahead and put your go ahead and fill up your spell slots and everything. And you
Woo!
go
Not
ahead
exhausted.
and refill everything. No more exhaustion for Corvin.
Yeah!
Hey!
I need it.
The next morning, you all meet back up at the castle in the guard's chamber. Corvin, you make your way back into Dragon's Reach via your boon given to you by Corladora. And as you all begin to enter the guard's chamber, you notice a familiar figure standing there. You were expecting Reno, but instead you find Cedric?
Huh?
Cedric turns to you all and goes, good morning.
What? Hi?
Oh, hi, Cedric.
I thought you were at the war front.
Is he hurt in any way? Does he look hurt?
Corey, make me specifically Corey, Sarah, and Flit. Make me perception checks.
Can I make an investigation to see if this is actually Cedric?
23.
Yeah, sure. Make me an
21.
investigation check.
21.
No, not bio. Get on the
Good.
26.
Perception checks, y'all.
16.
Corbin saved.
All of you.
Not like
Saved by his modifier.
we literally had a discussion of, oh yeah, we should probably look out for shapeshifters.
You all begin kind of looking him over, surprised to see him, and you all seem to determine that it is him. At least you think it's him. Sarah, Flit, and Corey kind of look him over. And the last time you saw him, he looked like he had just been through a fight. He looks fine. He kind of turns back to answer the initial question. Yes, I was, and I had to come back because I was informed that we were to have a very special guest today. And there is a knock upon the large door behind you. Ah, that'd be him now. Enter. And the door opens. And you all freeze up. You turn to this figure as they begin to enter. A tall, elven gentleman wearing a very nice suit. They walk in, they go, "Ah, Cedric, my friend. It is good to see you." As you all stare upon the figure of Ducroix Bosch.
Huh?
And that is where we're going to end tonight.
Huh? Wait, what?
Nani?
Oh.
How
Uh-oh.
the fuck is he out in sunlight?
All right. Thank you all for being here.
No. Hold the frog's
I
legs.
said that is where we're ending for tonight.
Ah!
We'll pick up back there next week.
I'm getting contact joy as a fellow DM from what Tart just did.
Yeah.
Ah, CG, you shouldn't have had the wings today, my guy. But
Yay.
let's go around the table. Let's start with CG.
You didn't tell me if he looked hurt or not, you ass.
I said he looked better.
I got better.
Hello, I'm CG. I had wings today and that apparently doomed us all.
Doomed us all.
But you can find me nowhere because I don't much care for social media, but you can find me on other D&D channels doing other D&D things, like on this channel for this month only, every Tuesday for Festive Fantasy. Our party recently learned that they have to deliver a impressive blade to another nation to ensure a peace treaty. Unfortunately, an interdimensional traveling swordsman up and hijacked the thing, so now they got to track him down.
Woo!
It's like The Hangover, except crazy person.
Hey, I resent that.
Oh, I resemble that.
But other than that, you can also find me over every other Saturday for Saved by the Spell, a strict saving campaign that we run on twitch.tv/BurnoutVaughn, wherein we are in a bit of a trap.
Woo!
There's probably not something that's happening outside. You know, stuff like that. And to tell us more about what's not happening outside, J Frost.
Howdy, everybody. You can find me here at twitch.tv/JFrost747 and over on Twitter at JFrost747J. Streaming is gonna be a little wonky. Work's vamping up right now, but hopefully after this month, things cool down and everything else is going good. As previously mentioned, we've got Saved by the Spell this Saturday, where our party is currently dealing with a trap, and it's lockdown time in that manner. So,
Let's go.
good luck getting out alive. But other than that, you'll probably find me doing maybe some random streams here and there, depending upon which. Mostly Fortnite. Might be doing something soon though with the love. Keep watch on that. If not that, probably doing some miniature painting. But with that, Joe.
How dare.
Something.
Okay, you can go ahead and find me over at twitch.tv/SasquatchWing, where I, Sasquatch Wing, do Hard Knocks Wrestling Academy, a Fire Pro done wrestling show. I also do a lot of cool stuff on the side throughout the week, so definitely follow and stay tuned for that. River.
Hi. You can find me over at twitch.tv/WickedRiver97, where I'm doing a bunch of things this week. I'm doing a demo day this week, where I'm demoing a bunch of different little games that I've had on my wish list forever, and I've been meaning to do, and I'm just procrastinating. Procrastination at its best. I have Elden Ring with my girlfriend. She's carrying me through it because I am less than great.
Nothing wrong.
Also, I have Power Wash Simulator this week with Claude. So yeah, you can check me out over there for that. But I'm gonna send it over to Sarah.
You can find me at twitch.tv/wolfstalker16, where I'm being very confused who Bosch is because somehow I have the random barkeeper from Haven, but not Bosch in my notes. So that's the thing I'm gonna have to fix.
It was back when we had Amos.
I'll check which session it was. Hang on. I'll come back to me later.
I have not streamed in about a week. I've been wanting to, but things kept coming up. Oh my goodness. I will be streaming tomorrow night. I'll be streaming The Long Dark again, exploring the new update. And once I finish that, I'm actually going to start in on Assassin's Creed. I've never played the game before. I've never seen anything on it, so it is a complete blind reaction. It's going to be interesting. That is all I have. Has Punk gone yet?
Nope.
Punkle.
You all can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and sometimes TikTok at PunkYardDog. Life keeps happening, so streams are...
That's the fucking truth.
Yeah, it really does. Streams are touch and go. You can keep up with me mostly on Twitter. That's where I'm most active. Joe?
Joe
I already went. Ha!
J Frost?
J Frost already went. I think it's
Who
just
hasn't?
me left.
All right.
Hello, you can find me. You've already found me here at twitch.tv/firingtart, or I'm a sadistic bastard and like to leave our party on cliffhangers. But I do D&D, I do variety games. I am a resident Doge tuber. And we are vastly approaching the Christmas season, meaning I'm going to have to start packing to fucking go for Christmas vacation. So, the schedule for the end of this year in terms of these games. We have a game next week, the 18th. We will not be having a game on the 25th, as that is Christmas, and most of us are probably traveling. I know that, as a matter of fact, myself and Punk are not even going to be in the same state, so that is not going to happen. And then the first, I have no fucking idea. We'll figure that out as we go along. So,
Christmas.
But yes, this week we have Festive Fantasy, a CG mention. I am going to be continuing my Resident Evil 4 playthrough, which I have done a little bit of. I forgot how fucking... Well, I didn't forget how great the fucking game was. But I'm happy to be back in it because it's been a while since I fucking played the thing. And probably other stuff. I don't know. We'll see. You can find me in places. Like tomorrow, twitch.tv/lejake, where I play Monk Waifu. Healer Monk Waifu. I just realized, Punk, we're both monks. Let's go.
Yeah.
We're both monk waifus.
Corey's not a waifu.
Corey is a waifu.
Well, she's someone's waifu.
Corey's
Oh, I guess yeah, she's Diana's. Yeah.
Corey
Yeah,
is
exactly.
queen shit. But
Queen of
Reject.
shit? That's a weird title.
Reject spellcaster, return to monk.
You're half a spellcaster, hush.
we need to raid someone. I'm going to be honest with you all. Oh, never mind. The bastard just raided into someone. Fuck. I was going to suggest we raid Sean because he was cheating and playing Yakuza. But I guess he raided. So that's not going to happen anymore. Let's raid into Sasquatch Wing then, because Joe shouted out Sasquatch Wing.
Yeah.
Okie doke.
I never have good ideas, but this is one. This is a good idea.
Everyone go show Sasquatch a little bit of love. Let them know who sent you. People will be back next week for another episode of Exilia Regalia. Thank you all for joining us. We appreciate you. And remember, as always, Black Lives Matter, Trans Lives Matter, stop Asian hate, and most importantly, if nobody's told you today, you fucking matter. We love you all, and we'll see you all next week. Bye-bye!
Bye.
See ya!